Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
It's the Asheville Turkey Trot 5K and Gobble Wobble, Thursday, November 23rd in downtown Asheville. The 23rd running of this great event starts at 9:15 Thanksgiving morning with the Gobble Wobble 1 mile fun run starting at 8:30. Part of the proceeds benefit Manna Food Bank. Last year, over 2,000 runners helped create 24,000 meals from Manna during the holiday season. So before you hit the buffet, come out and hit the streets. For more information and to get signed up, go to AshevilleTurkeyTrot.com. AshevilleTurkeyTrot.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from your friends at ESPN Asheville.
The pounding begins. The wagons are circled. Every wind is raidered. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Ingalls studio.
And we are live in the Ingalls studio on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Welcome into a
Football Friday.
Yeah,
I was ready that time. You caught me off guard a couple times last week.
Love it. Love it. It is a Football Friday, and we've got all the things, all of your picks for the weekend. We've got all of the game previews that you can handle, and, of course, we have the champ in the building. Beat the Chief contest.
Can I tell you a little secret? It's not just annoying when you do it for yourself. It's annoying when you do it for the two of us,
too. Name's on the door. I'll play my game how I want to play my game. Asheville Police Chief David Zack joining us. The Beat the Chief segment, always brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt, Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com if you need to buy or sell a home. And last week, Chief, you won.
Don't sound so surprised.
Well,
we're very close. What is the overall record here? Are we not all?
We're real close.
We're all within 2 games of each other?
Yes.
You and I were tied before last night because he sent me bills in a text and I went, what am I missing? Oh.
Bills
I almost responded with, you didn't have to tell me that. I had a pretty good idea what side you were on.
Last week ended with me having a 1-game lead on the 2 of you. I'm 50-52-3 for the season, and you guys are 49-53-3 on the season. However, I gained a game last night, and Jeremy gained a game last night, and the Chief took his Buffalo Bills on Thursday Night Football to cover the 9.5 against my Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey, I'm just going to say, you want a consistent man running your city. And Asheville Police Chief David Zack is a consistent man when it comes to picking the Buffalo Bills.
Bills, no matter what.
To my demise.
Buffalo Bills against an active volcano. Bills minus 2.5.
Once or twice a year I go against him. Once or twice a year I go against him. It wasn't last night.
It's funny you said that.
And they should have covered. They should have covered.
So last night after a bourbon or two, I went back and was trying to figure out how many times he had actually picked against Buffalo. I got through about, 8 weeks before I went, okay, this is really monotonous, and I've heard a lot of our voices. The 2 times I heard you pick against Buffalo, they won by a lot both times.
So just always stick with your passion. That's fine.
What are you going to do?
Fine. Yeah. 24-18. It's a 6-point win for the Buffalo Bills last night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Do the rest of them.
For last night's game?
Yeah. Pull up that parlay that Jeremy had because you're going to hear a lot of.
Well, I think you had Josh Allen anytime touchdown. And you also had Gabe Davis. I don't know the college games.
Virginia Tech.
There you go.
Georgia Southern.
There you go.
Then we got to that Georgia Southern under, and yeah. I didn't see a team that doesn't throw scoring 47 points, but they did.
Yeah, they did.
And they cost me $3,000 in the process.
All right, a parlay fell apart on that one.
I don't know if you call it falling apart. On some select sites, I still got paid.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully, I put it on all of them.
Yes.
That's why you should never drink and drive, but drinking and wagering can work out in your favor from time to time.
So, Chief, our two teams faced off last night. So let's start the Sunday pick'em with Jeremy's favorite team, the New York Jets.
No. Do it right. Your 2023 Super Bowl champion, New York Jets.
Against the New York
Said
football
no one
Giants.
ever.
Yeah.
Except me. I'm going to be a trendsetter.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it was said once.
Yeah,
It was said once,
once.
many years before I was born. And quite few more many years than before Jeremy
Well,
was
in the
born.
year of our Lord 1969, it was the correct call.
That is true.
Now we have to wait till 2069 for another one.
Well, now let's go for the home and home game there at MetLife Stadium. Jets versus the Giants. The Jets are a 3-point favorite. They're technically the away team here.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really matter because it's the same stadium. And by the way, we have. Should I hit the button? Breaking news.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
I have just discovered something that makes that idiotic dance you do more palatable. Asheville Police Chief David Zack is in the studio with us. He can't hear the music that is pumping through our headphones.
Uh-huh.
He has no idea why you just did that. He thinks you just had a seizure on screen. He looked at me like, what is happening?
What's happening? Why is he doing that?
Why is he doing
Why
that?
is
And
Tank
can
dancing?
you get him to stop?
Breaking news time. Head coach Rob Salah says that Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed have both passed the concussion protocol, and they are good to go for this weekend's game. So the secondary is all good for the New York Jets.
I didn't care if they had barbecue sauce and John Reed playing quarterback. Give me the New York Jets minus the 3. This has absolute bloodletting written all over it.
Mm-hmm. Chief?
I see Brees Hall running wild, and I see Tyrod Taylor running wild as well, just in the wrong direction.
I was going to say, Tyrod Taylor, T's and P's, brother, because
Yes.
you might lose another lung after what the pass rush from the New York Jets is going to be able to do to you against that god-awful offensive line of the Giants.
We usually do the Beast of the Night. We'll have one of those later in this program for last night. Can we have a pre-Beast? Because it's Brees Hall. If we have the pre-Beast.
Okay. Is that like pre-Beaties?
Kind of. And the sad thing is that we've done this show so long that I knew you were going to tell that joke.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. All right, we're all on the New York Jets minus the 3 against the hapless Giants. Let's go with the hometown team. Do the growl. The Carolina Panthers at home against the Houston Texans. Number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick. All the hype here as the Panthers try to pick up their first win of the season. The Houston Texans are a 3-point favorite on the road at Bank of America. Chief, would you like to start us on this one?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. Well, I'm on the Houston Texans on this one. I don't see it with the Carolina Panthers right now. It's not that this team can't be something at some point. I still believe in Bryce Young. But I don't know that changing the offensive coordinator or I guess the offensive play caller to Thomas Brown is going to do anything. We're still in the development stage here, right?
They have to win sometime.
Right, but will Thomas Brown be the reason that the offensive line can block? No, you still can't run the ball, right?
He doesn't necessarily have to be.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, of all the games, I picked most of these on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday, and I still don't know what word is getting ready to come out of my mouth.
That's where I'm at. That's why I deferred. I just don't no. I just think the Panthers got to win at some point, and this might be the week.
And I absolutely hate this number. I hate it because it feels low. It feels low because this means if Carolina went to Houston, they'd be catching less than a touchdown, and that just feels dumb. This feels like one of those times that Vegas is daring me to do it, and guess what? I'm going to fall for it. Oh, give me the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
They went outright.
Really?
Yes, they went outright.
How?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to see if you had a legitimate reason.
Every week I have one game that I just I defer to the I've done this for a really long time and you should trust me. Kind of like last night. Hey, does it make any sense that Tampa Bay is going to find a way to cover this number? Nope. Does it make any sense this is going to go under because their defense sucks? Guess what? Both did. 2 anytime touchdown scores. Stick with me, kid. I'll show you the ropes.
All right, Chief, where are you at?
Yeah, I thought this was the toughest game all week for me. Yeah. But I have this feeling that Young's just going to play well.
Okay.
And they got to get a win on the board. This is the week to get it. And I like it's +3, right?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. It's +3.
I'm going to take the Panthers at +3.
Panthers plus the 3. I get what you're saying. At some point, they got to win one. But this is not the Houston Texans that we're used to, right? This is not. This is not.
Is it though?
No, they're not.
You know, they might be.
They might be.
Might be.
They might. I mean, we just might see C.J. Stroud be terrible.
They might be. Well, here's the thing. This is a. I still believe in Gio Rivera, and you've had 2 weeks to game plan C.J. Stroud, and I'm gonna level with you. I've watched a decent amount of his tape over the last 2 weeks. I see some things that I think you can take advantage of. And be honest with yourself. Yeah, they beat the Ravens, or excuse me, they lost to the Ravens week 1. They lost to the Colts. They lost to the Falcons. Their other 3 wins are the Saints, who I don't know are all that good, the Jaguars, which still is a great anomaly, and the Steelers that I don't know are any good. I think we're overvaluing the same.
Okay.
And that was the solution I got to is, wait a minute, I'm actually sitting here arguing with myself in my head that the Houston Texans should be getting a touchdown against anybody. What am I doing with my life?
All right, let's move on to the Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are a 6-point favorite. You want to start us off?
Do I want to? No. Will I? Yes. I don't think I thought about this game for more than 2 seconds. Los Angeles Rams. I've told you, I don't buy this Cowboys team. I don't buy Mike McCarthy. This has gone exactly how you tried to forewarn me it would, and now I'm looking at a team that is exactly what Dallas struggles to stop. Because they have Cooper Kupp coming out of the slot. They have Puka Nacua on the other side. You've got to have 2 corners that can stop them. And I don't think Micah Parsons by himself is going to get home because they get the ball out so quick.
Yep.
I think that completely neuters Micah Parsons. I love the Rams in this game. I'm not sure I wouldn't take them the money line.
I would not. I'll ring the bell for everything you just said. It's exactly what I've thought about this game. The only difference is I don't think the Rams win outright. Mike McCarthy, really good historically at winning games coming off a bye, but I don't trust you to cover a touchdown, not against a Rams team that I think is going to be able to score points on you because of how porous your secondary's been. So I'm with you on the Rams plus the 6, but I still think the Dallas Cowboys win.
And now I said I might take them in the money.
Right.
I didn't say I definitively would.
Yes. Chief, what do you say?
I'm going to disagree with you both.
Okay.
I just like I'm just not a total believer in the Rams either. And I think they've surprised a lot of people. They're talking trade deadline and acquisitions, and so I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
No.
At home.
Okay. Cowboys at home, minus the 6 for Asheville Police Chief David Zack. Are we getting the picks up in the YouTube chat here for the house?
We've already got that, and we'll be doing them throughout the show.
Okay.
Here's the new rule. If a game gets to 90%, we're calling it. That's what happened with the Jets, so that's why that poll didn't stay up for very long.
Okay.
Each one of them gets 15 minutes in theory. But once you get to 90, I got to shave off 2 games.
Yep. Okay.
We're almost there with the Texans, by the way.
Texans and the Panthers?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 80-20.
Yes.
80-20 split right now. Texans over
And
the Panthers.
as soon as I said that, it almost has touched 90.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's go one more before the break here. The Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. It's in Lambeau. The Packers are a 1.5-point dog.
Man, I ruffled a bunch of Green Bay Packer feathers last night. They're all, you giving up on a guy after 6 games with Jordan Love? It ain't going to get better. I hate to tell you this. It is so funny to me that people are reactionary with every team but their own. There has never in my life been a quarterback that was bad, and I'm talking bad, that I didn't know it after 6 games. It gets worse as time goes on. Because as you keep getting tape, I keep seeing Jordan Love do the exact same thing. I just watched Brian Flores put together it wasn't the master class that it was made out to be, especially if this was after the concussion for Brock Purdy. But it was a very good defensive game plan, and now he's going up against a mediocre quarterback. Oh, and by the way, yes, this game's in Lambeau. It's going to be 62 degrees. So, not exactly the Lambeau that you're afraid of.
No.
Minnesota Vikings.
Chief?
I'm on the Vikings as well. Jordan Love is awful.
Horrific. I mean, as bad as I said he was, and then some.
Yep.
I did love all the Packer fans that went, we would never take Caleb Williams. We're riding with Jordan Love. For your sake, I hope you're wrong. For your sake, I hope Brian Gutekunst has looked down from his press box and gone, we gave him a playbook, right? Because I swear there are times that I don't think we did.
I think he's more thinking about how much money did we give him next year?
You had 100 yards. 100. 1 followed by 2 zeros against the Denver Broncos. Just keep telling yourself that, and if you do it for long enough, you'll eventually see that I'm right.
All right, we're all on the Minnesota Vikings minus the 1.5 on the road at the Green Bay Packers. You're listening to the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, coming to you live from the Ingalls studio. Playing Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, and it's always brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt, Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. The picks continue after this.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
At Ingalls, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
OMG, hot and crisp nacho fries are back, and there's even more fries to love now at Taco Bell. But it's now or never. Yeah, these fries covered in bold Mexican spices with nacho cheese sauce are only here for a limited time at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only, while supplies last.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back that won't go away? Check out QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. With locations in Asheville and Greenville.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Let's open up the whole can of kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It is a
Football Friday.
And on a Football Friday, we always play Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, picking all the games in the NFL slate against the spread. Beat the Chief brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt. Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And don't forget to tune in Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. to 570 WWNC for Clarissa Explains Real Estate. If you're in the market, it's a great listen.
If you're in the market, there is a house that I just sold a house, so I'm not ready to do that again quite yet. But she has a house right now that it's special.
If you're in the market, she's going to tell you all about it on Sunday morning.
She's shown me pictures the last 2 weeks she's been in here, and yeah, if I had the monies, I would live in that house.
Well, maybe you should go right now to ClarissaSellsWNC.com before this house is no longer available.
I think that's why.
What's that?
I think that's why.
Oh, Chief agrees.
I agree.
Call now.
And none of
associates are standing by.
And
police escort right to the property.
He'll walk you right up to the door.
I will take you there myself.
And none of us are biased in any way.
No, sir. All right, let's get back into the picks for Sunday afternoon. 1 o'clock slate continues with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Philly is a 7-point favorite in this one.
God, I love games like this so much.
Why?
Because there is a public narrative of, well, the last 3 times that they played, look what happened. Mm-hmm. Okay, also use some common sense. Common sense, as is the name of a great listener of the show, it ain't common. Take the previous games completely out of it. Is there any reason you would take Washington plus the 7 here?
No, sir.
No, because I have an elite defensive line that is going to eat alive the worst offensive line possibly in NFL history. Philadelphia by a lot. I love A.J. Brown this week.
I will agree. This is not a game that I looked at for more than 2 or 3 seconds.
I'm with both of you guys. Sam Howell, he gets sacked often against poor teams.
Yes.
And to be going up against that front of Philadelphia, I see him on his back an awful lot.
I'm starting to think that Sam Howell might have a very particular kind of fetish because he seems to really like getting hit. In a way that I don't know that I've ever seen before.
It's definitely in a way that does not make him feel good.
No, it does not.
The Miami Dolphins take on the New England Patriots, who just knocked off the Buffalo Bills last week. So will there be any, carryover for Bill Belichick and the guys as they're heading down to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who are a 9.5-point favorite? I don't care what the number is. I feel like New England is like last week was the one. That was the one blip game that I look at and go, okay, that's old narrative, old Bill, up against a lesser experienced coach at home. Just everything went against the Bills last week. I'm not buying anything about the New England Patriots.
Well, and I say this with fear of possible repercussions from the person in the room with a gun. The Buffalo Bills are not great. I don't think Miami's great. I don't know that there's a great team in the NFL. They're all flawed. We've already played this game once, and there's no Christian Gonzalez now, who did a very admirable job on Tyreek Hill. Public narrative here of we're going to bet Bill until Bill dies. The money is on New England, and to me, that is comically stupid. Miami by a bajillion D.
Chief, are you in agreement?
I'm with you guys. Miami plays well against bad teams and so-so against good teams. New England's a bad team.
New England's become like the bully that we were all scared of when we were kids. And then we became adults, and now the bully's he's a will feller. They're like, oh, it was funny, wasn't it? Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to finish that sentence, and then I realized I will get Elemento fired for anything I'm going to say.
Yes. It was a 7-point game in New England. And if this were in New England, I would want to be on that side.
I still wouldn't.
I would probably want to be on the plus 9.5 because that's a big number.
But
this is in Miami, and I think you're about to get boat raced.
You could tell me that every Miami Dolphin had to carry a cinder block to be on this field, and I still would take Miami.
Let's go Atlanta Falcons, Tennessee Titans in Nashville.
Did you do this on purpose, that you took all the really easy games and put them into one segment?
No, I was trying to mix them all up and kind of do some games of interest along with some crappy games.
Well, you got two interesting ones after this one because this is not particularly interesting.
Atlanta against Tennessee. Tennessee will be starting Will Levis at quarterback. And I will happily be on the Atlanta Falcons minus the 2.5 on the road.
Yep. I mean, outside of his exploits off the field, look, there were questions about Will Levis, obviously. I don't think he's going to be terrible. I'm not sure that he'll be any worse than Desmond Ridder. But if you take the quarterback away and just looked at the other 52 players on the team, this is not close. Tennessee's gutting this roster. They're in the process of doing it as we speak.
Yeah.
There's a great chance that this is the last game that Derrick Henry plays with the Tennessee Titans.
Does he even play?
If
they're looking to deal,
if they're as close to dealing him to Buffalo as I was reading yesterday, I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't risk him getting hurt before the deal's done.
Well, I can tell you that. Did you read that from Dov Kleiman? Because
I don't know.
Those are always articles you should be really careful.
I don't know. I just remember seeing that one, and there was a Baltimore article too.
Yeah,
I don't see Henry coming to Buffalo.
I don't either. Baltimore's always been the one that makes sense.
If Buffalo's going to raid a roster, it's going to be the Broncos, and perhaps Surtain or somebody like that. They need a cornerback.
Oh dear. I would love that.
I would not. I'm personally not in favor of that.
As a fan of a team in that division.
Hey, AFC teams that are bad and NFC teams, maybe hold on to your players and don't trade them to contenders in the AFC unless they're the New York Jets. I just don't see it. Yeah. I don't. It's Atlanta, and I don't think it's all that close.
Yep.
I'm with you guys.
Yep. All right, we're all on the Atlanta Falcons. How about a pick 'em between the New Orleans Saints and the Indianapolis Colts?
Now, this is a game that could be slightly more of a contest.
Oh, I think it's certainly more of a contest because it's definitely two teams that I had wrong at the beginning of the season, right? I came in thinking New Orleans was the class of the NFC South. It was going to be their division to win. They haven't proved that. And the Indianapolis Colts were just going to be a doormat. And they're not. They're competitive with everybody that they play, regardless of really how good they are at times. And I think they're starting to figure some things out here. Michael Pittman's been playing really well. You've seen Josh Downs become a force in that offense, and the two-headed monster that has become Jonathan Taylor and Zack Moss is really impressive to me. I'm on Indianapolis. And that's not just my Buccaneers fandom going against the Saints. I honestly believe that this Colts team is better than anybody thought they would be.
This was another game that was really difficult for me. It wasn't Houston, Carolina difficult, but it was close.
Mm-hmm.
I, with everything in my soul, wanted to say New Orleans Saints here. The problem is this is a team that doesn't cover lines.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the road. I do feel like we're overhyping the Gardner Minshew thing because he has put up stats, but he has, if you watch the film, he hasn't necessarily been great. He has done good things. It's been a lot of drop it off and let my guys make a play or weird broken tackles or a lot of fluky things.
Mm-hmm.
There are two ways this game goes. Either Indy wins this close or New Orleans blows them out. I'm going the Indy route. I don't feel good about it.
Okay. Chief?
I'm with both you guys on that. I think it's turnovers will be key. If Minshew protects the ball, I was kind of with you with the Saints. I thought Carr was going to be a huge difference there, and the chemistry is not there with their receiving core. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense, and they've been a disappointment. And like you say, the Colts have surprised, and they're at home, so why not?
Yeah. I also look at that whole coaches matchup. Who do you think's a better coach right now?
Oh, it's Shane Steichen.
It's not close, right? Is it?
That's not what I'm.
Oh.
That's not close. No.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I'm stewing before you move on to the next game.
We have a last minute change.
I feel like I'm damned if I do and if I don't right here. Because if I change my mind, it's going to go exactly how I just said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? One of these teams needs it more. Give me New Orleans. I'm changing my mind. Give me New Orleans.
Okay.
I wanted to do that in the first place, and as soon as I wrote down Indianapolis, I went, I hate how that looks. I don't like. Give me New Orleans. I'm taking the New Orleans Saints. They need this game more. They have the better quarterback. They have the better defense.
All right.
And if I've
It's the
learned
first time
anything,
I think you've ever done that.
And if I've learned one thing, when we all are in agreement about 4 picks in a row, we all just went 0-4. So I need to get a game back.
Somehow, some way. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Let's take a quick break. Well, actually, let's do the last game of the 1 o'clock slate, and then we'll go with the late slate when we come back from the break because we got one more. Pittsburgh and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chief, you haven't broken the ice on one in a while.
Yeah, what's the line? What do we got here?
It is
2.5.
Jacksonville's a 2.5-point favorite on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I thought the Steelers were dead in the water a couple of weeks ago, and now they come up with a couple of huge efforts. The offense still stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville has been all over the place. Just when you think they're going to break out, then they disappoint you. I don't know if Jaguars. And I'm not comfortable with that at all, but I'm going to take the Jags here.
All right, he's taking the Jags minus the 2.5 on the road. Jeremy?
I agree with where he got. I am very comfortable with this. I am a fat man with a pizza and his fatman shorts, his eating shorts, sitting in his Barca lounger, comfortable with this. I don't buy the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have weapons, you have no quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If this wasn't in Heinz Field, we would, or Acrisure or whatever they call that place now, the big ketchup bottle, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville's a considerably better team. This is a game, if you want to be the team that we're portraying you to be right now, you should come in and punch them in the mouth and win this game by 10 points.
Yes.
And I think they're going to.
Not so fast, my friend. I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 2.5. I have to listen. Okay, all right. So you guys know me. I'm not the X's and O's guy. I'm what? I'm the narrative guy.
The Chips Ahoy guy.
I'm
sorry.
That's not fair because I can't eat those anymore.
That was hurt. That was unnecessarily harsh.
Exactly.
Unnecessarily harsh. I threw the flag on that for you, Tank. I
Here's the thing. You ever play softball? You got to put a little heat on that, or I'm going to drill it over right in the fence. I just did.
Pittsburgh Steelers are 2.5-point dogs at home.
There was so much better way to say that. When you said I'm not the X's and O's guy, I should have said, no, you're the Oreos guy.
Yes.
That was the right one.
There you go.
Equally hurtful.
Oh, shoot.
Pittsburgh being a 2.5-point dog at home to this team, I understand it. They're more talented. right? Jacksonville's the more talented team, at least offensively speaking. Defensively, I will give that to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just don't trust this yet. I'm not trusting Jacksonville. It takes a lot to go on the road into Pittsburgh, regardless of the weather, regardless of whatever, and find success. You guys know me. I've been talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers like they're the Las Vegas Raiders or something. I'm not a believer. However, when I did see that Trevor Lawrence threw out the little bone to the Pittsburgh Steelers fans yesterday of talking about, I know who they are. They're all waving their little towels in the stands. Pittsburgh Steelers fans take that to heart.
Hey, do Steelers fans, do they play? That
stadium is going to be super loud tomorrow.
You can tell
it's
me.
hard to play there anyway. I'm narrative guy, and
100%.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a different kind of environment, and he's going to get smacked in the mouth tomorrow.
It's not going to be tomorrow. It's Sunday. You want to know how confident I was before he just said that? I am 100 times more confident now.
Are you?
I don't care if 100 fans catch Kenny Pickett in the tunnel and scream in his face between right now and Sunday.
Yeah.
Is that going to make him a better quarterback? No? Okay, I'm good.
Taking the Jags minus the 2.5. All right, we'll get to the late slate, 4 o'clock slate coming up after the break right here on ESPN Asheville. We're playing Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Plenty of sunshine today and a high near 77 degrees. A few clouds will move in tonight. There may be patchy fog latest. The low drops to 54. Temperatures will stay above average by October standards for the weekend. A sunny Saturday with a high of 79. For Sunday and Monday, mostly sunny. Highs should top out in the mid to upper 70s. Then changes into Halloween on Tuesday. It will be cloudy and a lot cooler. Also, a few showers may pop up with a high only hitting 56. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. OMG, hot and crisp nacho fries are back, and there's even more fries to love now at Taco Bell. But it's now or never. Yeah, these fries covered in bold Mexican spices with nacho cheese sauce are only here for a limited time at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer, and some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor, while others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
Don't miss Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning's thrilling fall sale. Call now and mention ESPN Asheville to get 3 rooms cleaned for $129 or schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com. You can't miss the Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning fall sale.
Hey, if you're thinking of getting the latest iPhone, you need to stop and check out the wireless offer from Boost Infinite. For more, just pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from this station's network.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned at one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP,
The Beast Unleashed.
with 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan.
The Beast
Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
We're back in the Ingalls studio. This is ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy. You can follow us everywhere on the social medias at the Sportsocracy.
And you can see Jeremy drinking battery water.
Uh-huh.
Alkaline.
You're alkaline.
I swore I thought that was a battery gun.
Getting...
He's a big dumb bear, folks.
Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We're picking each and every game of the NFL slate in Week 8. Play and beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack. Brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of EXP Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWBNC.com. The 4 o'clock slate starts off with the Seattle Seahawks and the Cleveland Browns. P.J. Walker, once again, will play quarterback for the Browns, and that defense will try to carry them once again. Seattle Seahawks, 3.5-point favorites at home.
They'll also be rocking the newly sweet retro jerseys.
Are they really?
Yes.
I didn't know that before, and now I don't care. Seattle minus 15.5. They will dog walk.
Why are
Cleveland
those jerseys
Browns.
so much cooler now than they were in the 90s?
I don't know.
Which
Because
jersey is that?
We're talking about the Steve Largent,
yeah,
the
blue
blue
ones.
with the gray helmet.
Yeah.
They were god-awful in the 80s.
Yeah,
they were god-awful in the 90s.
And they're beautiful now.
And for some reason, they are gorgeous now.
They're just so. I mean, it's like the creamsicles. It's like the Tampa Bay creamsicles. Back in the day, everybody hated them, and now you look at every listing online, and they're like the #1 throwback amongst fans.
Well,
I don't know what it is that our minds have changed over time and gone, now those are cool.
Oh, I can tell you what, the disposition of all the people on this planet changed, and now ugly is cute. You take that to mean whatever you want to.
Well, my time's coming then.
Not that.
No.
Not that far.
Not that much?
We ain't going that far.
Oh.
All right.
Shoot.
We're not. You're those Pittsburgh Steeler bumblebee uniforms. You'll always look like an insect prisoner, like no matter what. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah,
Seattle at home. I don't trust P.J. Walker. I feel like that Seattle secondary will be able to do enough. I think this game is super low scoring. 96% of the money's on the under, and for once, I agree with the public. I don't like. I could see the final of this game being 17-12 or something dumb like that.
Right.
I'm taking Seattle. It wouldn't shock me if Cleveland did enough to shut down Geno Smith, and maybe you saw a bad Geno game. I'm not 100% confident in this, but Seattle at home, it's hard for me to believe P.J. Walker's going to go in there and win.
Right. Chief.
P.J. Walker. Seattle.
Yep.
I did love that analysis. P.J. Walker. He's bad at football.
It's not much.
XFL Hall of Famer P.J. Walker.
Not much explanation that's needed. A lot of Panthers fans will be listening to this, and they'll go, oh, I got it. Yeah. All you had to say was P.J. Walker. We knew where you were going. All of us are on Seattle minus the 3.5 at home. Arizona and the Baltimore Ravens. Arizona hosts the Ravens, and this is Ravens 9.5.
Is there a game on this slate that has a better chance to burn your Tuchus than this one? If Kyler Murray plays, you're coming off this is a huge letdown spot. East Coast team coming west after a huge win, and you talent-wise should just boat race them.
But how likely
and this number's
is that?
huge. He was full participant yesterday.
Was he?
No more injury designation, no nothing. Now, he's still within the 21-day window, so that doesn't actually mean anything. It just means the injury is not limiting him anymore. I don't know if he plays. I really would like to know if he plays.
Right.
I'm taking Baltimore, but I'm just telling you, be super cautious betting this game. Because when I first looked at this slate, not even knowing that Kyler was a potential for this week, I looked at this game and went, good Lord, that has letdown spot written all over it. Not that they would lose, but that they wouldn't cover.
Right.
And that this would be way too close for way too long.
And 9.5 is a lot of points, just to be clear.
I hate giving that many points even to bad teams. Last night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, bad at football. I took 9 against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing it here. I'm taking Baltimore.
Okay. All right. Chief?
I'm on Baltimore as well, regardless if Murray plays or not.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. There's part of me that wants to be the spicy one here, but I'm not gonna. Baltimore minus the 9.5 after they just demolished the Detroit Lions. I can't bet against them. Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos. This should be quick. Kansas City's a 7-point favorite.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Anybody think that Denver's going to keep that within 7?
I was shocked it was 7.
You could tell me the Denver Broncos were playing the Kansas City Royals. I don't think I would care. Chiefs, by a lot.
Would you still take Kansas City in that?
Let me put it. Here's the safest way that I can tell you how I feel about the Denver Broncos if you're new to the program. I believe more that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself than I do that the Denver Broncos could win 5 games. So,
good for you.
Bad. Kansas City.
All right, the last 425 game on Sunday. We got 3 of those. The Cincinnati Bengals are at the San Francisco 49ers. It's time, Jeremy, to put your money where your mouth is.
Pass.
He's passing. He's passing because he wants to give his big Sam Darnold's going to do it speech.
I think he's right. If that's the speech he's going to give, it's 3.5?
4.
It's 4.
4 up to 4 now?
Yeah. San Francisco minus 4.
San Francisco minus 4. 49ers are going to bounce back. They're going to lean heavily on McCaffrey. Bengals, though, they've been starting to turn the corner a little bit, I think. But what's going on with T. Higgins and why can't they get him involved, I think, is the biggest question. But 49ers went from being unbeatable to now
very beatable.
Very beatable, and I think that's bothering them a little bit. And they're going to show everybody exactly what they're made of once again.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals. I've been thinking about this. This is one of those games that I've been staring at and going, I don't know which way I want to be on this one, but I'm going to go Cincinnati. Plus the 4 seems like too much. I think it'll be a close one, and hopefully it'll be a field goal.
It's
your turn. Make your little
Okay,
speech.
so here's the first number one. Yes, I know Brock Purdy practiced yesterday. It was complete non-contact. Complete. He had symptoms of a concussion. And Adam Schefter all of a sudden, 25% of players have actually been able to come back the same week. Well, that's funny because you put out 2 weeks ago that they hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between showing symptoms in the concussion protocol and maybe failed the baseline test or something like that. I see virtually no shot Brock Purdy clears that protocol by the time this game kicks off. Now, let me give you the old win one for the Gipper. This is the most talented quarterback that Kyle Shanahan has ever had. He also very well knows how many of you feel about him. I got crucified for saying that he was more talented than Brock Purdy. That's not debatable. Does he throw a lot of interceptions? Yes. You know why? Because he's never played with a good set of weapons in his entire life. He's never played behind a good offensive line. He's never had a good defense. He's never had a good coach. He has all of those in San Francisco. Give me the 49ers.
All right, Chief and Jeremy going to be on San Francisco. I'll take Cincinnati.
By the way, that
plus the 4.
defense, you have poked them with a hot poker. After that Minnesota game, now everybody's second-guessing Steve Wilkes. Don't be shocked if they come out and play with their hair on fire.
Yep.
And that's the narrative I'm going with.
Yep.
Oh, so you're not on my Sam Darnold narrative?
No, well, I've always been a fan of Darnold.
Me too.
I've always thought he had a raw deal. I always thought he was undervalued. I always thought he played like crap a lot, too.
I did.
But
here's the thing. With Adam Gase, and I've said this more than once, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice could have been on that offense, and we would have compared them to Zach Wilson and Corey Davis.
Sunday Night Football. Los Angeles Chargers, Chicago Bears.
I didn't think about this for 1 second.
Which you're a better man than I am because I could not. I still don't know.
Chicago Bears. Didn't think about it for a minute.
Really?
No. I don't trust that Chargers team to beat anybody by more than a touchdown because Brandon Staley is a bad head coach. That is a bad defense. And Tyson Bagent is going to come in and dink and dunk them to death. I'm not telling you they win. As soon as I saw this number, I laughed out loud and went, yep, Bears.
8.5 is the number. It's a lot.
That's a number that I reserve for good teams against bad teams. This is a bad team against a badder team. I'm good. And this will be 85% Bears fans because Tyson Bagent gave them a reason to buy tickets.
Chief, what say you? That sounds painful. He didn't want to.
I mean, yeah, 8.5 is a lot, but let's, regardless of coach, look at the quarterback situation here.
Oh, no doubt.
Look at Chargers.
Chargers. He's taking the Chargers minus the 8.5.
I assumed I would be on an island by myself here. It's fine.
You're not gonna be.
You're
not gonna be.
You take your kiss of death and you ride with him. You said this for 2 hours before the show. You do not get to curse my pick.
I did not.
You take your loss like a man.
This is the one game that I asked Jeremy about. He said, "What's the hardest game of the week to you?" And I said, "Chicago and LA." And he said, "I didn't even think about it for a second." And I was trying to lead him down that path till he finally told me where he was, and he said it was Chicago. And that's the one that I wrote down under my block because that's how I set up my little spreadsheet. I make all my picks right away, and I wrote it down, and I didn't feel good about it, and I was hoping he was going to talk me off of it, but then he didn't. And then you chimed in there, Chief, and you didn't talk me off of it either. I just can't trust the Chargers. I cannot trust them at all. And you're more than a touchdown against anybody in this league. I don't think they should be given that benefit of the doubt.
Except the Bears.
Oh, the Bears are terrible. Skull Crusher asked in the YouTube comments, if Fields was playing, would you go Bears? No, I wouldn't. You know why? Because he'll turn the ball over. Old secret Bagent man is going to come in and run an offense that looks like it came right out of 1988, and I'm totally fine with that.
And secretly, this is also a heart pick, too. Because I want Chicago to be close or win this game. Because I think the Chargers will be better off if they just send Brandon Staley away. And the only way that's going to happen is if they lose this game.
If they lose to the Bears, I will say that's probably that's
Yeah.
probably the one that gets you to go away.
Yep, it should have been 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, no excuse.
That was a weird way to say last year, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. 4 weeks ago, they should have given him one of those fun severance packages. We will pay you to go anywhere else.
All right, did anybody think any extended period of time about Monday Night Football? Detroit Lions -8 against the Las Vegas Raiders.
No. Although Vegas is catching a lot of money that I don't understand.
On the Raiders?
Okay, I phrased that poorly. The vast majority of money is on Detroit. There have been heavy hitter wagers on the Raiders that confuse me.
Okay.
That was enough to get me to go, oh, somebody's dropping 6 figures on the Raiders. I'm going to need somebody to explain that to me. Unless they're trying to launder money in some shape, form, or fashion. I don't really understand why you did that. No, I'm going Lions.
No, after they just got spanked by the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to take on one of the worst teams in the league and
At home.
and not spank them. Yeah, I'm good. I'm going Detroit -8 easy.
I'm with both of you guys on that one.
All right, and we're all on the Detroit Lions -8 against the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, that's we got to take a break. When we come back, Jeremy will have his bangers for the weekend. That was Beat the Chief, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of EXP Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. All right, Chief, he's ready to go. He's got to go.
I got places.
He's got
to be,
stuff
man.
to do.
He's got to govern this great city.
Crime and evil, sin and corruption. Today I got sin and corruption, so I got to fly, man.
Nice. Good for you.
I brought my Batman costume just in case he needs an extra for whatever the sin and corruption.
Happy arrestings. We'll be right back here on the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
Real estate isn't
All
about
right.
properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Cullowhee is the place to be on Saturday, October 28th as WCU football takes on Mercer for homecoming. Come cheer on the Catamounts and third-year coach Kerwin Bell as the Catamounts take on the Bears in a SoCon showdown. Advanced ticket sales start at just $16 for adults and $11 for kids. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. at Whitmire Stadium on the beautiful campus of Western Carolina University. For tickets, visit catamountsports.com or call 800-34-GO-WCU. Go Cats!
This week in the Buncombe County Game of the Week, we close out the regular season in the Valley as Owen host Madison. These two schools have been getting together for a long time. It's a great rivalry and should be a great game. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show starts at 7 o'clock with a kick at 7:30. On AM 1400, it's West Henderson at Tuscola as the Mountaineers continue to battle for a playoff spot. The Mountaineer pregame show starts at 7. The best coverage in high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
Are you ready to take your financial well-being to the peak of excellence? Hey everybody, it's Chris Angel from Mountain Credit Union. Summit Personal Checking is a high-dividend checking account designed to elevate your financial goals to unprecedented heights. Prepare for a financial experience that combines exceptional benefits, competitive returns, and unparalleled convenience, all in one powerful account. Rates subject to change, restrictions apply. Visit mountaincu.org or stop by any of our local branches to learn more about this limited-time offer from your local credit union. At Mountain Credit Union, we're here for you because we're here with you.
Only bangers. These are my favorites of the week. Start with Washington State, 5.5-point favorite at Arizona State. Okay, this is just silly. Arizona State's awful. Yes, they play close, but Washington State really needs a win, and this is a horrible talent deficiency game. Give me the Cougs minus 5.5. Next, Oregon State's a 3-point favorite at Arizona, over under 56.5. These are two really underrated defenses and two really misleading offenses. Yes, they can score on bad defenses. That does not apply to the two of them. Give me the Beavs minus 3 and under the 56.5. Appalachian State's a 17.5-point favorite at home against Southern Miss. I've never seen a team quit to the level that I saw Southern Miss quit last week when they got beat 55-3. They'll do it again. They're a gift. They're 1-6 against the spread this year. That one cover was against Alcorn State. This will not be close. Give me Appalachian State minus 17.5. The Oregon Ducks are a 6.5-point favorite at Utah. Public perception is that USC is good. They're not. Their offense is good, but they come up against a defense and they wilt like a fragile flower. Now, their offense is horror awful in Utah. You're coming up against an Oregon team that has to put up style points. They will do it here. This is an opportunity for Oregon to really increase its profile. The Ducks win big. And finally, my Florida State Seminoles are a 20.5-point favorite at Wake Forest. Wake Forest is one of the worst teams in the country against the pass, and that was against Elon, Vanderbilt, and all of their loser friends that have been on the schedule. Now you get Jordan Travis. After you beat us last year, I'm a Florida State booster. We've talked about this game all year long. They're gonna hurt your feelings. Give me the Seminoles minus 20.5. They cover that in the first quarter. Take all those wagers to betus.com. Use our promo code Sportsocracy. That'll give you a 125% deposit match on your initial investment and up to 30 risk-free wagers. You just throw some free doubloons that you never touch on it, and then you make the money, and you can do with it whatever you will. That's promo code Sportsocracy at betus.com.
All right, we got the top of the hour. When we come back, it will be time to talk about more in-depth Thursday night football last night. What did we learn from the two teams? Stick with us here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Plenty of sunshine today and a high near 77 degrees. A few clouds will move in tonight. There may be patchy fog latest. The low drops to 54. Temperatures will stay above average by October standards for the weekend. A sunny Saturday with a high of 79. For Sunday and Monday, mostly sunny. Highs should top out in the mid to upper 70s. Then changes into Halloween on Tuesday. It will be cloudy and a lot cooler. Also, a few showers may pop up with a high only hitting 56. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
Pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back that won't go away? Check out QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. With locations in Asheville and Greenville.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned in one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, check. That's check. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It is a
Football Friday.
Indeed it is. And, well, it's, Fridays. We got to talk about the Thursday night game. And last night, it was my Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Buffalo Bills. And it went pretty much how I expected it to. I mean, I didn't really expect that there was going to be an opportunity for us to win the game with a Hail Mary at the end. But that's where the Buffalo Bills found themselves.
Now, here's my question. Did it go as much as you thought it would as it did as much as I thought it would?
Pretty much.
Because I missed the score by 4 points on each side.
Yes, you did.
If you go back to yesterday, I said Tampa Bay is going to score late for a backdoor cover to make the score 20-12. They'll cover the 9.5, and Buffalo will run out the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I missed it by just nary a little bit because it was 24-18.
Yes.
Do you walk away from last night and feel any better about Buffalo than you did a week ago?
No.
Neither do I.
I do not.
Neither do I.
But
why? I'm just. We did not talk about this before the show. I'm curious if your why and mine are the same.
My why just continues to be on the same things that I've seen from Buffalo over and over again. At times, your play calling is absolutely maddening, and at other times, Josh Allen. I mean, he's still going to make the mistake. Every game, I feel like you can go in and add 3 to 7 points for the opposing team because of Josh Allen. Because he's going to turn the ball over. It happened last night. Through the interception, what happened? Few plays later, Tampa gets into the end zone. You just spotted him 7 points. Mm-hmm. And he does it every game. He had 23 turnovers.
Now, in fairness, the one you're talking about got batted up in the air as he was throwing it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can call it bad luck all you want to. I don't know what it is, but it's every game something happens with him.
Well, I have no qualm with the interception.
Mm-hmm.
None.
Mm-hmm.
The first half for the Buffalo Bills, that team wins the AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
The second half for the Buffalo Bills misses the playoffs. It was a tale of two teams.
Okay.
As soon as you let Josh Allen do what it is that he does, they were fantastic. They were beating the absolute brains out of Tampa Bay. They did spot them 7 points because they got the ball at, the 20-yard line? 25-yard line, somewhere in there? They were almost in the red zone where they recovered or where they picked Josh Allen off.
Yep.
Outside of that, they had done absolutely nothing. Dalton Kincaid had gotten going. Khalil Shakir had gotten going. Then what happened? Halftime comes around. You come out after the halftime break, and you're still loosely the same team that I'd seen. You come down, you have a very quick touchdown drive. That's where Kincaid got his touchdown pass. From there, you're the same team I saw against New England.
Mm-hmm.
It's safe. It's predictable. It's Stephon Diggs-centric. And I don't know if it was because Allen had the little injury thing on the sideline where he had to go to the medical tent. I don't know. If you take away his ability to just create, he's not the same quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
First half, Josh Allen's a top 3 or 4 quarterback in the NFL, and to me, it's not even debatable.
Okay.
But so much of that is, it's almost the same thing as Pat Mahomes, but you're doing it a different way. All right, the thing about Pat is that your receivers, if you play zone, they're going to sit down behind you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Tyreek Hill did it. Travis Kelce does it. Josh Allen does loosely the same thing. It's just not the same thing because he waits for you to turn around and then takes off and runs. And then when you have to fixate on him, that's when you get Gabriel Davis. That's when you get Dalton Kincaid. That's when you get Khalil Shakir. When you start having to worry about those three, that's when you go to Stephon Diggs because instead of having that safety over the top, now the safety has to stay in because you're worried about Josh Allen running. You're worried about him bleeding you over the middle. Second half, Ken Dorsey reverted back to exactly who he is. And it turned into an absolute punt festival.
Yes.
And you were one Chris Godwin lost the ball in the lights away from losing at home in a game you had absolute no reason to lose.
Agreed.
And I would have put it right on the feet of the coaching staff because I feel like Sean McDermott is the same thing defensively that Ken Dorsey is offensively. Terrell Bernard has been really good. All right, we put out a Bills reel that I said they were going to miss the playoffs. We've got a lot of interaction with that. So let me kind of clarify using last night what I'm talking about. Terrell Bernard is very, very good. Second-year kid out of Baylor that they talked about ad nauseum last night. Dorian Williams, kid that I was super high on in the pre-draft process. Linebackers in terms of talent are fine. You know what you're missing? And I saw it last night time and time and time again in those last, 10 minutes.
What's that?
A veteran. A veteran in that front seven to go, hey, you do get that Baker Mayfield absolutely cannot beat us down the field, right? No matter what we do, he cannot get the ball to Mike Evans. He can't get the ball to Chris Godwin outside of playing real short to the sideline, and this has become dink and dunk football to Rachaad White. You had two rookies that looked at each other and let him do it. And I get that you're playing back. I get it. At some point, you have to make a break on that ball and end this.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo has this bad habit. They did it with New England, and it burned them. You let bad teams hang around for entirely too long. And when you do that, it's like having a bee in your living room. If you just kill it, it's not going to sting you.
Mm-hmm.
If you let it fly around, eventually it may become threatened by you and sting you. And I see that on offense because they become very safe when they take a lead. And I see it on defense because they play insanely safe late in games. That's what let Mac Jones drive it right down the field on them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you have to change. You have players. But there, at some point, I feel like there has to be a vet that goes, hey, this is dumb. Hey, this is dumb. And before you tell me how many they have on the front, just realize that those vets on the front are the only reason that Hail Mary even happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because Von Miller jumps off sides. For what reason, I have no clue. To give them basically a layup first down that allows it, got him 5 yards closer so Baker could actually get it into the end zone. You had a face mask on fourth down. All you have to do, you're on his back. Just put your hands up. And that's what I see with Buffalo. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. A team like Tampa Bay, they're not good enough to beat you.
No.
They're not. If you'd given them, if there had been another quarter in that game last night, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if they beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're playing not to lose. You don't have that side that I saw against the Commanders and that I saw against the Raiders. It's evaporated. It's almost like it burned you with a few turnovers, and now Ken Dorsey and Sean McDermott are just scared to death of, we need to get out to a lead and then be safe. And God forbid we don't jump out to that lead, because as teams figure us out, as the game goes on, it gets easier and easier for teams to move the ball on you and for them to stop you moving the ball because you become fixated on Stephon Diggs.
One of the things that is maddening to me is teams that leave points on the field. It drives me so crazy. And when you had in the first quarter, the Buffalo Bills are down there 3rd and 1, 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line, and you, Chief Zack, first thing he said to me, why the hell do you line up in the shotgun and run Latavius Murray from 7 yards deep on a 3rd and 1 going in?
No clue. Did you hear Todd Bowles on the sideline?
No.
They asked him in between the quarters, it's 4th down. What do you think's coming right here? I feel like that quarterback's going to run.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do?
Passed it.
Threw an out that was absolutely Devin White read it perfectly. Carlton Dean read it perfectly. It's a stupid play call.
Mm-hmm. You wasted 2 downs in striking distance to get points.
Mm-hmm.
And I get you had the lead, and maybe you felt like we're the better team, and it's early enough to take this gamble. No, sir. When you have a team like you have that is destined to play ticky-tack or kitty cat or whatever the hell you want to say about it with these teams that you should be beating the brakes off of, you need to put the foot on the pedal. You need to get the points. I don't know why you have a 3rd and 1 and your number one option is not, hey, let's take that big-ass quarterback that we've got back there and push him through this line.
I got a lot of questions about the tush push of what other team is built to do this? The Buffalo Bills.
Exactly.
That's who's built to do it. They don't. And when they do it, they don't do it well, which is dumbfounding to me.
But even if it's just a little turn and scramble for Josh, he's great
Naked
at that.
boot.
Yeah, thank you. Do something with him.
There's nothing original about this play call whatsoever.
Do not take negative plays.
And now, here's the thing. You've gotten through 8 games of the season. All right, you are basically to the midway point of your season. You've gotten through this 5-3. And that's all hunky-dunky. The problem with everything I just said, you got 9 games left. There are 2 games against bad teams left. 2.
Mm-hmm.
Every other game on your schedule is against a team we have either in the top 13 or they're in the top 5 of talent in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep playing like this, I promise you, you're going to lose more of these games than you win. Because the Philadelphia Eagles are not going to play around with this. They're not going to sit here and dink and dunk you to death. They're going to press the ball down the field with A.J. Brown. The Cincinnati Bengals are not going to play with you because Joe Burrow can beat you. Baker Mayfield cannot. And so it won't be drop-offs to Joe Mixon. It will be Jamar Chase right in your face, and you're going to be trying to match points with him.
Yeah.
And there are some people that think that's a benefit of that they play up to the good teams. And you know what? Maybe you're right. You've really only played 1-2 teams that I think are good. One of them's a complete wash because the quarterback got hurt on the 4th play of the game.
Yep.
The other, you beat the dust off the Miami Dolphins. So maybe you do. Maybe that is what you're going to do. The only problem is that what's happening right now is non-sustainable. You cannot just expect that you're going to get lucky time after time after time after time when you keep allowing these teams to hang around.
That game should have been way worse than it was. I mean, Tampa, they even had some real positive plays through the night that got taken away because of penalties, stupid things that they did. There was a 40-yard pass that got taken back for a penalty. There was a 27-yard run by Rachaad White that got taken back.
This is a team with one of the 5 worst offensive lines in the league. It's not even debatable. You didn't get home regularly. Baker Mayfield held on to the ball way too long.
As he always does.
As he always does. We'll talk about that in the next segment.
Right. But I
this
mean,
is a team that you were supposed to squish.
Yes.
If you watched it with your own eyes, you did squish them in large part for 3 quarters. And then they still have a Hail Mary at the end of the game that could have beaten you. And if they had, this would be a much different discussion. But you skated by the skin of your teeth for the second of 3 times in 3 weeks.
Yep. I mean, you were, what's that, 3-4 inches away from losing this game.
If Chris Godwin knew where the ball was, you would have lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that he even had an opportunity at that ball is bad coaching.
But if you hadn't have left points on the board in the first quarter, you wouldn't have been a problem, right? If you hadn't have had the turnover, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Well, it drives
if you
me
hadn't
crazy.
Had penalties, it wouldn't have been a problem. It's like you said, death by 1,000 paper cuts, and the Buffalo Bills will find a way to poo in your punch bowl. Seems like week in and week out. At least the version that we've seen since the Miami game.
The Buffalo Bills are a team that has the talent, they have the skill guys, they have everything to be a bully. And they play very passively. You better change that because now you have to fight the bullies. There's no more picking on the little kid. And in the first 2 quarters plus last night, that is as good a team as we've seen from the Buffalo Bills over the last few years. It was the last 25 minutes, 20 minutes, somewhere in there, that made me go, I'm not wrong about Buffalo. If something doesn't change, you're going to miss the playoffs.
Yep. It was one throw away from being an upset that probably could have cost somebody their job. It's quite a surprise. Did you ever think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to win that game? We'll talk about it up next here on ESPN Asheville.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned at one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Are you a student ready to embark on your journey towards financial independence? Hey everybody, it's Chris Angel from Mountain Credit Union. Trailhead Student Checking is a high-dividend checking account designed exclusively for students aged 16 to 23. Your path to financial freedom begins at Mountain Credit Union. Start building a solid foundation for your future and enjoy the benefits that come with being a part of the Mountain Credit Union family. Rates subject to change, restrictions apply. Visit mountaincu.org or stop by any of our local branches to learn more. At Mountain Credit Union, we're here for you because we're here with you.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, Em, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Sportsocracy.
This is Gene Degeroff, voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
My, oh my, what the call could have been like had Chris Godwin not lost the ball on the Hail Mary, because he had a path wide open to catching that thing and just barely missed getting it on the turnaround in all of the commotion at the end of that game against the Buffalo Bills last night. But did you ever really feel like the Bucs were going to win that game at some point, Jeremy?
I didn't think that they were going to win it, but there was a point where I thought Buffalo might lose it.
Right.
I feel like if we called Gene right now and gave him some truth serum, that line would change. It'd be, fire that coach, by golly, put him in the unemployment line.
100%.
That is the most listless coaching staff I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've watched all 22 on you, but that's only the second game I've watched in live time.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Bowles is every bit as clueless as I always thought him to be. Dave Canales is almost as bad.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Herb Street last night say, well, they're using this screen game as really as an extension of the run game. Well, that's what a screen is, Kirk. And they can't run, and Buffalo is playing 6 guys back at all times. I don't know that there is a team in the NFL that is more stuck in neutral than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because you have talent.
Mm-hmm.
Rashad White with the ball in his hands, if he could ever get a crease of any kind,
can't have any
he's
blocking.
Talented.
No blocking.
Chase Edmonds is fine. I don't think he's anything to write home about.
No.
But Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, K. Dotton, Trey Palmer, Raheem Jarrett, those are weapons. Your line is genuinely atrocious.
Yes.
If I heard Tristan Wirfs was the best left tackle in football again last night, I was going to scream at somebody that didn't deserve it.
They were heavy on
that's
that?
not even kind of true.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 4 are horror awful. And then you get to the quarterback. Weird. Baker Mayfield against good teams.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to keep doing this. I heard that narrative last night of, well, Baker's had 8 head coaches, and that's only Ryan Fitzpatrick and Steve DeBerg have had more. Yeah, they had to move teams. See, they played for a lot of teams. Baker Mayfield is the Grim Reaper of coaches. Now, here's the thing. He's going to have a 9th one next year because he's either not going to be the quarterback in Tampa Bay,
or Todd Bowles won't be his coach.
Todd Bowles is not going to be his coach regardless.
Right.
So you're going to have 9. I mean, really ask yourself this. Ryan Fitzpatrick was a journeyman quarterback that bounced around the league for 15 years. And he would be winning the Steve DeBerg Award because he was the original one that did that. Mm-hmm. Now you've got a guy that went number 1 overall in the draft, and we're equating him to the exact same thing.
Weird. They've all played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You do love them. God, Tampa Bay loves a mediocre quarterback.
Brad Johnson.
Don't you talk ill of Brad. Brad is my friend.
Hey,
and I am proud
I love
of that.
Brad to death. He won me a Super Bowl, but let's not pretend he doesn't belong in this category of the journeyman quarterback, Jeff Garcia. How many more of these can I pull off?
Vinny Testaverde.
Right? Last night went exactly as I thought it was going to.
Me too.
It was Buffalo's going to get out to a lead. You're going to threaten at times, but you're going to look so undisciplined that this is just never going to work. Anytime you get anything going on offense, it's penalty after penalty after penalty that kills you. Tampa Bay is a horrible, horrible blocking team. They have no discipline whatsoever.
No, this is exactly what I told you was coming when Todd Bowles was named the coach of this team. Mm-hmm. Because I've already seen it. He was the coach of my team. And guess what? It was the exact same scenario. This is a really talented team that has regressed every single minute that he's been the head coach of the team. Now, in terms of wins and losses, your schedule was markedly more difficult through 7 games of last year. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at your schedule now going, do you really think you're going to go into Houston and beat them? Because I don't. Do you think you're going to go into San Francisco and beat them? I don't. No. Do you think you're going to go into Indianapolis and beat them?
No.
I don't. But guess what you're going to do? You're going to win too many games. You're going to finish in that 12-13 range. Because I don't even think you're a threat to the division. I don't know how you feel. That division's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a threat in this division.
I think we still are a threat, but it's only because of the other teams being worse.
They're both better
than I thought they were.
They are both better than you. Oh, but we beat New Orleans. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I don't care. Dennis Allen cannot out Todd Bowles. And I just look at this team and go, where exactly are you headed? Like, all right, so it was always going to be clunky coming away from Tom Brady because you go get the veteran quarterback, you really push for the Super Bowls. Well, now you have all these players. You still got Shaq Barrett who can get after a quarterback. You still got Mike Evans, who, by the way, I don't know if you noticed this, Mike Evans looked like his mommy made him come to the game last night. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever seen an NFL player that looked more miserable for 60 minutes than Mike Evans. And I get he's not getting the ball. This was happening in the first quarter. This is just awful.
Because he knows what this is. He knows this is the worst quarterback that he's ever had. He knows.
I would agree with that.
Of course it is. It's not close between him and Jameis Winston. Baker Mayfield is an abject disaster. And everybody who claims he's otherwise is just fooling themselves. You're either in love with him because you love that scrappy little attitude, or you're just an idiot. I have no idea which one of the two is true, but you're lying to yourself if you believe this guy is a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL.
At this point, and I told you this before the show, I am now judging people less who believe in Bigfoot than people who believe in Baker Mayfield.
It's more believable.
I mean, like at this point, I don't know what more you want. What more do you want? You keep defending this guy, and it's always the same ignorant line of, he led the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs. Yeah, the best Cleveland Browns roster in 20 freaking years. They won in spite of him, largely more than because of him. All right, he put up some stats, but then did you notice that as time went on, it regressed and it regressed and it regressed and it regressed? That's weird. You know, a guy that we invested the number 1 pick in, well, you know what? We must have just had it out for him. The entire front office fell in love with him. But then the fact that the line wasn't as good. Weird. This is a lot of the same pieces. Doesn't really seem to be a problem for Deshaun Watson or P.J. Walker, does it? No, but towards the end, that was really a problem with Baker because, he holds onto the ball too long. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how you block for him. None of that matters. They didn't have any weapons in Cleveland. Weird. He had Nick Chubb and very elite, very good defense, and yet he still couldn't do anything but get you to the playoffs once. And then as time has gone on, he's been less successful and less successful and less successful everywhere he's gone. He was a nightmare in Carolina. Genuinely a nightmare. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody associated with that team. They'll tell you. They may not tell you on the record. They'll happily tell you. Then he goes to the Rams. Weird. $5 million. Or we can use a fourth round pick on Stetson Bennett. Which one of those makes more sense? If we really believed in Baker Mayfield and we really thought we were a contender. Weird. No, we're good. We're going to pass. And then the most desperate franchise in the NFL went, well, we don't have any other options. And now where are you at? Where are you at, honestly? You beat the most disappointing team in the league. You beat the Minnesota Vikings in week 1 by surely an act of God because you did everything in your power to lose. Mm-hmm. And you did the same thing against the Bears. This is who you are. This is exactly who you are. So you can keep defending this kid until kingdom come. At this point, it is so laughable to the rest of us on the outside that you're digging up things from 5 years ago to go, well, that's why he's the... Do you realize we've had 2 presidents in that time? 2.
Yeah.
Both of them awful. Neither one of them as bad as Baker Mayfield. I don't think there's any player that it makes me more angry because it's the same 3 stupid and then just a list of excuses. Well, Carolina was bad, and I hear the same thing with Sam Darnold. Yeah, and I got that. Cleveland wasn't bad. The LA Rams weren't bad. This Tampa Bay Buccaneer roster is not bad. Stop giving me something from 5 years ago and saying that's why he's good now. He's giving you all the evidence in the world. All of it. Anything you could possibly need, he's giving it to you.
Yep.
Go chase the Loch Ness Monster, you lunatic.
Tampa Bay is pretty much who I thought they were. Now 3-4 on the season, and it's there are a lot of losses still left on this schedule. And it will continue week in and week out. They will still be competitive because they still have talent on this team. But I'm not surprised that Mike Evans is upset.
And he well should be.
Absolutely.
He well should be.
Because
and this
he knows.
is the longer Todd Bowles is at the helm of this, and the longer that Baker Mayfield is at the helm of this team will continue to regress.
Mm-hmm. But a 6-point loss to the Buffalo Bills is enough to keep the train moving along.
Yeah, we were competitive.
Sludge Fest City.
We were competitive. Well, here's the thing. Captain Participation Trophy, that and $225 will get you a Coca-Cola Classic. In the NFL, it won't get you squat.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. When we'll come back, we'll get just a bit outside.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Plenty of sunshine today and a high near 77 degrees. A few clouds will move in tonight. There may be patchy fog latest. The low drops to 54. Temperatures will stay above average by October standards for the weekend. A sunny Saturday with a high of 79. For Sunday and Monday, mostly sunny. Highs should top out in the mid to upper 70s. Then changes into Halloween on Tuesday. It will be cloudy and a lot cooler. Also, a few showers may pop up with a high only hitting 56. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Hey Clemson fans, the Tigers men's basketball team is coming to the Asheville Championship at the Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville on November 10th and 12th, featuring the men's basketball teams from Maryland University, Davidson University, and University of Alabama, Birmingham. The Asheville Championship is such an incredible way to bring quality basketball to the fans of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Tickets on sale at AshevilleChampionship.com. Save your spot and cheer on your team at the Asheville Championship on November 10th and 12th.
Sarles Garage and Service is your one-stop car care, offering alignments, oil changes, brakes, North Carolina inspections. Call 926-0385 to schedule your appointment with excellent customer service to handle all your automotive needs. Enjoy a delicious meal while you wait at J Creek Cafe. Michael Sarles Marathon, your one-stop shop servicing Waynesville and Maggie Valley.
Tired of a job with no spark? Then join Emery Electric, the Southeast's premier electrical contractor. Competitive pay, a supportive team, and career growth await. Power up your career. Visit EmeryElectric.com/careers. That's EMORY Electric.com.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. NFL games are fun. And I guess, I don't know, this maybe is the addition that Jeremy always wanted to an NFL stadium, but I don't really see the need to have strip clubs in the stadium. Which, if you didn't see this past week when the Rams and the Steelers were facing off in L.A., a rapper by the name of Blueface, I'm unfamiliar with Mr. Face's music, but I wish him the best in his future endeavors. He turned his private suite down on the field level into a little strip club and posted an Instagram video of the girls doing their thing while he threw cash at them. This circulated on social media and, of course, has caused a firestorm with, some people, namely Matthew Stafford's wife, was very upset.
Can we change her name to Karen?
She had her name.
I mean, her name should be Karen
because my
Stafford,
nephews and my daughter were at the game, and they have Instagram, and they saw what Blueface was doing, and that's just no. And while part of me sympathizes as a parent.
Yeah, how old are your kids? Oh, they probably shouldn't have Instagram. It's just a thought. I don't know how old they are.
I don't know how old they are either. So I don't know if these are like 13-year-old kids and they're just new to Instagram, or for these 10-year-olds with Instagram accounts. If that is the case, then you're a bad parent. You should stop doing that, and I'm going to charge you $50 when you come into my restaurant.
Yeah, stop letting smallest children have Instagrams, because that's weird. There's weird things on the Instagram.
She said my nephews who are older have Instagram, and they were at the game, and they were like, oh, my gosh, look what's going on here. They found it, and my daughters are sitting right next to them, and they were like, Mommy, there's a lot of butts here. And she said, I went, butts? What are you talking about? And then they showed her the video of what Blueface was doing in the suite. I'm never one to tell a guy, you're not allowed to do that, sir. Take that elsewhere.
Sir,
but I feel like that might be something that the LA Rams need to say.
Excuse me, sir. I do not believe that is what the suite is meant for.
Someone mentioned in the chat here that I think it was Gigi that said the Rams organization is going to ban blueface, but I've seen no reports of that.
I was about to say, I mean, based on the occupancy of that particular stadium, I'm not sure you can buy burn sweet purchasers, or unless you just want to let an affiliate out there. Hey. Right. Are you a fan of whatever team we're playing this week? Come enjoy our lovely suite, because the Rams fans won't buy it. The LA Times was asked for a comment here, and their response was, we have an NFL team. When did that happen?
No.
Is it the Raiders? No. My story is about Michigan football. They have been in the midst of a sign-stealing scandal, and at the center of it is a staffer named Connor Stallions, of which if I ever decide to do an OnlyFans, that's what I'm changing my name to. Well, apparently this has been widely known around the football industry that Michigan was doing this, to the point of a report has come out from Yahoo Sports that not only did TCU know that they were doing it when they played them in the college football playoff last year, they used it against them, because several teams in the Big Ten had allegedly called them, and so they started running dummy signals to catch Michigan off guard.
Brilliant.
Which is hilarious to me. It also explains how they scored 51 points on the best defense in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me why, if somebody knew this, why would you not tell anything? This is why. This is why, because if I know you're watching my signals, I'm going to give you something and run the exact opposite to it.
Right.
So I'm going to run a play that incentivizes you to blitz me, and then I'm going to run a screen. I'll run out of the same formation. You'll think it's everything because you think I don't know. And then I'm going to drop that screen right over your head and go, oh, look. It's my guy on 3 with a slew of blockers.
Yeah, that's the one thing that has puzzled me through all of this, is how everyone seemed to know, but no one ever said anything about it, or it didn't get out to the point until it just recently got out that Connor Stallions was involved in all of this. They all knew it. Everybody and their brother has had some kind of a, anonymous person within the football program says, oh, yeah, we knew that he had tickets and we watched him do it. But then we never said anything to anybody about it. And now it kind of makes sense to me. If you know that they're cheating, then I can screw with you.
Well, it should tell you a lot that there were more than one Big Ten team calling TCU to tell them this.
Yeah.
Because I want you to think about what I just said. They get paid if Michigan goes to the college football playoff final. They cared so little and they were so upset about this that they tipped TCU off to it. It's one thing to be mad about something. It's another to be so mad that you go, you know what? That money, you keep that. We would rather prove a point.
Absolutely. And I'd say kudos to them that called.
I would agree.
I agree. Hey, just so you know.
Gigi Gambling said sign stealing hasn't been seen since big-time high school sports in Ohio. Look, people have tried to do this forever. Michigan and the way I heard it reported yesterday, this was the most in-depth, comprehensive sign-stealing operation that we've ever seen in college football. And I'm not going to be shocked if when this is all said and done, they drop a hammer on Michigan.
Yeah.
And Jim Harbaugh drops a grumper on his way to Los Angeles to coach the LA Chargers.
Yes.
You said you couldn't understand how everybody knew this. I can't understand how Jim Harbaugh, who now you've asked me all week, well, do you think Jim Harbaugh knew? This tells me he did. This 100% tells me he did. Because if you were using the signs to decipher theirs, somebody's got to be telling the play callers that, or you're doing it for nothing. So the thing that's blown my mind is how would you be so unbelievably open about this to the point that apparently everybody knew and not think there's going to be some kind of repercussion unless you don't care. And that's what makes the most sense to me, is that Jim is looking to go out on top. He knows the NFL offers will be there if he gets Michigan back to the playoff, and the only impediment between them and the playoff is Ohio State. B. Malik said sign stealing is pretty common. I'm not telling you it's not. At this level, it's not.
No, this is not.
Nobody, according to the people I talked to around the NCAA and around different teams, nobody has done something like this that's been caught.
Mm-hmm.
And they were super brazen about it.
To me, it's one thing to pick up on something in practice, right? Or it's one thing to pick up on something during the game. Of every time I see that stupid sign with, the Tweety Bird and Gary Busey's face and Charlie Sheen.
Talk about buttered
and,
sausage.
Right, right.
What is it doing? What's it on? Get it out of my face.
Right. When I see that stupid sign, if I can pick out, hey, that actually means they're doing this play, that's different. To me, it is, anyway.
Or you see Christopher Walken's face, and you just immediately go, 2 receivers going out wide. One of them running up the seam, the other running a tunnel screen. 2 receivers. I told that story only to do that impression.
Good for you.
Let's go.
Good for you. It's a completely other thing to have a guy actually focusing on the signals, recording them, and then going back and breaking that down. Completely different scenario.
Oh, and I do have a funny feeling Michigan's, and it'll be 2 years from now because that's how the NCAA does everything.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
I do.
I don't know about that. I don't know if this is one that you can wait on. I think you have to take a stand at some point. But there again, when the NCAA should, they're not going to. So, yeah, you're probably right.
Well, I mean, the NCAA is really predictable in what they're going to do because you take what they should do almost 180 degrees the complete opposite, and then move it like 5 degrees to the left, and that's where you'll be.
That's the one.
It's like Jerry Tarkanian used to say, USC does something wrong, Fresno State goes on probation.
Mm-hmm.
Because the NCAA is worthless.
Yep. Justin Reed put it perfectly here in the comments. He said, Michigan fans are trying the everyone else was speeding too excuse, except for the Michigan was speeding past the police department while they were blaring F the police.
Yeah.
You can't do that, okay? I mean, you may be free within your rights to do that, but you probably shouldn't.
Well, there's a rule that we live by here in radio. You can do anything you want to. Once.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if your key doesn't work tomorrow.
Oh, let's see here. Power ranking the top 10 college football coaches in 2023. Barstool Sports giving us the list here. Number 1, Kirby Smart. Number 2, Nick Saban. Number 3, Kyle Whittingham. Number 4, Connor Stallions. Good for you, Barstool.
Yes.
Way to take that shot. Interesting. Answer that. They got Brent Venables at number 10. That's how you know it's a real joke of a list.
He looks like he's related to the Grim Reaper.
That he does. Or he needs to be doing press conferences for the NBA.
You hate Adam Silver.
Adam
so
Silver
much.
is a goofy-looking dude. I'm sorry. There's some people that you could just look at and go, you know what? Okay, you're weird looking, but I'll let it slide. There are others that you look at and go, you look like a melted crayon, and I think I'm going to need you to change your face.
Adam Silver's the guy you see walk into a bar with a 12, and you just go, that dude has got a lot of money. That dude's bank balance has at least 8 digits in it.
Yes.
And there are 2 commas.
Adam Silver just looks like a Stretch Armstrong doll that you tied between 2 pickup trucks and then pulled it real big.
Adam Silver looks like what I think would happen if aliens could shape form and they were trying to look human. We could do this all day because it would blow your mind how often we do this.
Oh, yeah. Adam Silver.
Speaking of that, the uncensored production meeting on before the show,
yes,
and after show, we should have that ready for Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We apparently got put into we do over 18 material, which, I mean, yes, in an uncensored show we do,
cursing, yeah.
But apparently to Patreon that means that we were doing the pornographies, and I don't know. I actually sent them.
We were not, by the way.
I sent them an email that went, I need you to watch any video on our social media and ask, does anybody actually want to see the nude version of this? Because the answer's no. I mean, at least on one side of the desk.
Not even our wives want to say that.
I am a specific kind of fetish. It's not a lot of people, but they spend a lot of money. I'm just assuming it's hard to find.
Wow.
I'm sure there's a Reddit of dudes that look like the Brawny Man.
Mm-hmm. So weather games this week. We've got weather games. Apparently, snow and rain. Some parts of the country going to affect some of the games out there. I'm just trying to find anything to get off of this at the moment.
I did thoroughly enjoy your jingle out. Make them laugh.
Jets and the Giants. Could see some rain showers.
Does that change anything for you?
No.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
No. I was looking for the one that they said there was a possibility of snow. Is that the Denver game?
Let's see.
Yep. Chiefs at the Broncos. Weather forecast low of 11 degrees. The high will be 28. The high will be 28. And there is a 72% chance of snow. 70% chance at kickoff.
Weather's dumb. We live in the same country as this. We're playing a game at Bank of America that's going to be 80.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to snow in Denver?
Yep.
Ugh. Gross.
Yep. It's going to be record-breaking temperatures this weekend in the state of North Carolina. Meanwhile, Denver is going to be socked in with snow.
It's quite toasty.
It is. I'm looking forward to just a weekend wearing shorts again.
I never stopped.
Yeah,
I don't ever stop.
I can't do that.
I am that guy.
Yes. He's 100% the mailman that wears the shorts all year long.
Well, the only problem is now I've stopped eating carbs and I've lost some weight, so I don't have as much insulation as I did.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little chilly quicker than I used to.
I was going to say, it's coming. It's coming because I used to be that guy too.
Everybody in the YouTube chat, thank you for explaining elevation to me. I get that. The weather is stupid. That's what I was saying, is we're in the same country. I get elevation, but thank you, Bill Nye, the science fellas. I got it. I mean, I'm dumb, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why it happens. I'm just saying that it is stupid that it happens.
I'm glad you followed up there because you paused like you were waiting for me to jump in and defend you, and I was not going to.
Tank, I'm going to say this about this and virtually everything else in my life. I will never need you to defend me. Unless I have gotten myself into serious shenanigans, and I'm going to pick you up and use you as a human shield.
Interesting.
That's for your protection, too, because if I run away, you are LMNO screwed.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Matthew Hoffman says, did anyone know, by the way, when it says 70% chance of snow, it's actually 70% chance of the overall area should receive snow? Not that there's a 70% chance that it could snow.
I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means.
I'm really not sure what that means either.
Jack S. said we should start a podcast where we try to teach science. He said he would tune in for that.
We would teach science.
People have asked us to do politics and science. Look, I am the dumbest person you've ever met in your life outside of sports. Now, if you want me to get on camera and embarrass myself, I am not averse to doing that. Don't know that science is the one that I would cling on to.
Yeah, I was trying to I was doing a lot of walking in the afternoons, trying to get more active and things, and I'm trying to convince the children to go with me. We were on a walk the other day, and I was trying to explain to the kids, why the leaves change color. I'll be honest with you, the explanation was not very riveting, so you should not. I don't think you would want us to do a science-based podcast.
Yeah, I guarantee your explanation of that would be better than mine, because mine is 2 words. God did.
You know why leaves die? Because God says so. That's why.
Boom.
Science did.
Bill.
Such a poser. Patrick Holt says, yeah, weather is dumb. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. When we come back for the break, it'll be time for another set of bangers with Flo Stradamus.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP.
The Beast Unleashed.
With 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan. The Beast Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer. The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
A horrific car accident left Paula with major injuries and surgery after surgery.
I got to the point where I really couldn't walk. I had to resign from work. I was really just laying in bed. It was terrible. I wouldn't go back under the knife.
She missed working and traveling, but all that was about to change. QC Kinetics used natural biologics to treat Paula. No foreign substances. They provided regenerative treatments that helped subside the pain and restore her quality of life.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I was feeling more movement and doing stuff. And then I started crying. I'm like, I can't believe it.
For Paula, this moment was extremely emotional.
I couldn't do nothing. And now I'm working, and I was on my feet for 7.5 hours, and I feel good. I got my life back because of QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics now for your consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Coffee's for closers only.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
I'm channeling my inner Creed this week because I want all these scores to go higher. Start with, I'm not even making a pick on this game. Cal USC, go over 66.5 points. No pick, just they're going to score at will on each other. North Carolina's 11-point favorite at Georgia Tech. We already saw this game. Georgia Tech played Ole Miss, who is literally a carbon copy of North Carolina, and they beat them by 25. Because, yes, Georgia Tech is good offensively against horror-awful teams. The problem is they couldn't stop Carolina if you let them play with 15 players. But that's not what you're here for. That's a special favorite.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
Not just a dog, but a road dog. BYU's a 19-point dog at Texas. No, BYU is not good. But without Quinn Ewers, Texas is not going to be able to throw. Malik Murphy has a cannon. Unfortunately, much like a cannon, it's not very accurate. This will be a low-scoring game. Go under the 50.5. BYU plus the 19. Old Dominion's a 21-point dog at James Madison. ODU's 5-2 against the spread and played a really tough schedule for a team of their stature. They lose, but they find a way to stay close, and they will here against the Dukes. James Madison wins. Old Dominion plus the 21. Colorado's a 16.5-point dog at UCLA, the great paper tiger of the Pac-12. They don't beat anybody with talent. Colorado's coming off a bye. I low-key like Colorado in the money line, but I'm definitely taking them plus 16.5. And finally, my school. F's good against the pass, which means run the damn ball. West Virginia does it at the 8th highest clip in all of college football, and they'll do it here. Give me the Mountaineers coming off a loss plus the 7. They win outright.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Plenty of sunshine today and a high near 77 degrees. A few clouds will move in tonight. There may be patchy fog latest. The low drops to 54. Temperatures will stay above average by October standards for the weekend. A sunny Saturday with a high of 79. For Sunday and Monday, mostly sunny. Highs should top out in the mid to upper 70s. Then changes into Halloween on Tuesday. It will be cloudy and a lot cooler. Also, a few showers may pop up with a high only hitting 56. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now inside the free iHeartRadio app. It's commercial-free Halloween radio. Plus dozens of other Halloween channels and playlists. Open the app and search Halloween. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
At the North Carolina Education Lottery, we love to celebrate winners. So I hired a town crier to announce Pick 3, Pick 4, and Cash 5 winners.
Hear ye, hear ye. But there are thousands of winners every day.
Oyez, oyez, oyez. I may not have thought this through.
A proclamation of jubilant accord.
Who gave him a bell?
Daily draw games. What will you do with your win? Must be 18 to play. See Pick 3, Pick 4 and Cash 5 prize and odds charts at nclottery.com for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. That's cash. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. The Sportsocracy.
That fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls Studio.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Final hour of the program on a
Football Friday.
Yes, indeed. All the picks for the weekend almost in the books. We still have to tell you where we're going to go this weekend. Daily draft coming up in just a few moments. And Jeremy's got another set of bangers at the end of the hour. All of the previews as well to come for college football coming up later on in the weekend.
And there's a possibility that I channel my inner Texas Ranger and Minnesota Viking.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they got something that's working for them.
Creed bangers.
I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry to spoil the surprise. I think we all know what you're talking about.
You never know. Been much better picking college games than I have been picking NFL games.
Okay. All right. Starting out, where are we going to go this weekend?
I definitively will say I won yesterday's daily draft.
That
So
you did.
I will take the number one pick in this here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is all that difficult. The game of the weekend is Bengals at 49ers.
Yes.
And that's where I'm going.
Yes.
Off the jump. And I don't care if Brock Purdy plays or not.
Mm-mm.
Frankly, I hope he doesn't. I don't think he will. I know he practiced on a limited basis yesterday. But, I mean, I've seen the hit he took that we're all pretty universally sure that is the one that concussed him.
Yep.
By the way, it was on a tush push. Yeah, remember that thing I said? It's going to age well. I promise. I want to see Sam Darnold in this offense. Not because I think he's going to unseat Brock Purdy. I made fun of myself that Brock Purdy's entrenched as the starter. He's one of the captains of this team.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know what's going to happen if Brock were to go down long term and you had to bring in Sam Darnold as the starter of this team moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And look, he's never had a team like this. He's never had a roster like this. He's never had a coach like this. So to me, that's really intriguing. The other intriguing part of this is the Cincinnati Bengals. Because this is a super pivotal game for them. You've got to be able to get T. Higgins going. You got the Bills next week on Sunday Night Football. You still got games at the Ravens, at the Jaguars, at the Steelers, at the Chiefs. This is a murderer's row schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really the start of it. I mean, it hasn't been ideal to start the year, but I kind of look at Cincinnati much the same way I looked at Buffalo. Yes, we know you start slow to start seasons. I get all that. The easiest part of your schedule was the first 6 games, and you went 3-3. So now you're going to have to win a game or two that you're not expected to, and this is one of them. If you still have Super Bowl aspirations, which I think you should because you're still that talented, this is a game you really need to win, especially if it's against the backup quarterback.
Yep. Pivotal game for both of these teams, mainly for San Francisco to see what you got, right? See if this can work with Sam Darnold because, I mean, you don't want to project, but you've already seen Brock Purdy get hurt last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you've already seen him get hurt this year. You need to know that the backup is solid. You believe it is, but I want to see it in real time with Sam, and we shall see.
Jonathan Welch in the YouTube comments asked, if the 49ers lose to the Bengals, do we resurrect the old narrative that they can't stay healthy? I don't think that's an old narrative. I think that's it's been proven year after year after year, and that's one of the things that's kept San Francisco from ever living up to its fullest potential is that they don't stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. It's a continuing narrative. How can you look at this team already and go, it's fine, right?
I mean, don't kid yourself.
Week.
That's why they gave $5 million to Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
This very situation is why he's on this roster.
No doubt. Last year when you went into the playoff game and there was talk about bringing Phillip Rivers in because you had no other option, you knew you had to have something to back up Brock Purdy. And I applauded the move when they made it, and I think it was the right move now because I don't think you're going to take a giant step back. I still don't know that you're going to win this game.
But you wouldn't have had them winning it with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But I definitely wouldn't have you win it if you didn't have Sam Darnold to turn
Oh,
back
yeah, if
to.
we were going to C.J. Beathard.
No doubt. This would be all the way Bengals. All right, my first pick of the weekend, where to go? I'm going to Jacksonville.
Really?
Georgia, Florida.
Oh.
It's one of the greatest rivalries in college sports.
I thought you were going super off the board.
No. You thought I was going Steelers, Jaguars?
I did.
That would be in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
But no, I'm going Georgia, Florida, because I think that this could be very interesting because I don't think Florida is as bad as people want to make them out to be.
They're not bad. They're a weird team. Because they beat the smoke off Tennessee, but then got demolished by Kentucky. And he got demolished by Utah. Oh, yeah. Hadn't done that in a while. I'll explain other reasons that I'm interested in that game at the end of the hour.
Right. The world's largest cocktail party. Yes, I will continue to call it that until the day I die.
I'll never call it anything else.
It should be a pretty good game. You know, you take the best player off of Georgia, Brock Bowers, and you trot them out there against this Florida team that's very upset-minded, right? The target's on the back for the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs. You know, Billy Napier's still out here coaching for his job, I believe. It's not as rocky as it was at the start of the season, but you get smoked by a Georgia team without their best player. That's not going to get any more comfortable for you. So I think they got a lot to fight for, and there's a chance that game blows out. Yes, but I also think there's a greater chance that this might be a nail biter for the Georgia Bulldogs, number 1 team in the country, on the ropes late, needing a score to win the big rivalry game. It's just a thought that I can't get out of my head of this game being much closer than we would have thought it would have been had Georgia been completely healthy.
Well, I mean, I hate to use the throw out the records in a rivalry game because I've always thought that was really lazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Florida is, I mean, I'm looking at Georgia's schedule as we speak. Have you played a team that is better than Florida? I mean, Kentucky, I guess, is debatable.
I mean, they beat the smoke off
a team
of
them. A team beating another team does not mean they are better than them. It means it's a better matchup.
Mm-hmm.
They came in and ran down Florida's throat, which is what both teams that have beaten them have done. That doesn't mean they're better than you. It means they're better suited to beat you at times.
Mm-hmm.
But that one, that is the most interesting game of the college football weekend.
Yes. And then
the college slate drops off a cliff.
It does. It does. So I'm bouncing back to the NFL for my second choice, and I will go to Seattle, to Lumen Field, where the Cleveland Browns will take on the Seattle Seahawks. It's not that, I mean, I have no faith in P.J. Walker other than the fact that he can keep you in games when you have a lot of talent around him. And that's exactly the situation he finds himself in Cleveland, and I'm not real sold on Seattle. Yes, I took Seattle to cover the spread in this one, but I think that's going to be a very entertaining game because I could very well see a path where Seattle cannot move the ball on that Cleveland defense, and then what are you left with? Then it's just whoever's kicker is going to be better, or it's, who's going to get the fluky play on defense. I think it'll be one of the most entertaining, closely contested games of the weekend in the NFL.
I'm still dumbfounded that the over-under is only it's all the way up at 38.
Should be lower.
I would have thought that one would have come in at 35.5.
Yeah.
Or something ridiculously low. I'm going to take an NFL game and then a college game. I'm going to take the game that I thought you were taking it to, which is Jacksonville Jaguars, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of narratives at play in this one to me. Because up until this point, I feel like Pittsburgh is the luckiest 4-2 team I have ever seen in my life. You're going to have to actually beat Jacksonville. Their offense is drastically better than yours.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to make some hay on their defense. If this was the low-key shootout of the game of the week, I wouldn't be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the one I'm picking. I'll tell you what that is on Sunday for our fantasy football show. But I am intrigued. Jacksonville is better than Pittsburgh, and I don't know that it's all that close. So you should come in here and punch them in the mouth to a point. This should never be all that much of a game. You should have a comfortable lead for 3 quarters. I, for some reason, don't feel like that's how this is going to go.
I agree.
And Pittsburgh's going to hang around, and they're going to have a shot late, and they're at home, and you've got Renegade playing through the speakers, and Kenny Pickett has one of those drives, and it's just a question of does he get in the end zone or not.
And it will be a sea of terrible towels. Those little yellow towels.
Yeah, I don't. You're way more worried about that crowd than I am.
That doesn't affect you?
It's not that it doesn't affect me. It just doesn't affect me that much.
Yeah. I mean, it does for me. For a younger quarterback on the road, tough place to play, and now he's picking at the Pittsburgh Steelers. It just gives them a little more oomph. It gives them a little more reason, right? This is bulletin board stuff. Right? Oh, look what he said.
Well,
and now let's go prove a point.
Well, it's bulletin board stuff about the fans. He didn't call out Pittsburgh.
No, it's the culture. You're calling out the Pittsburgh culture.
You read that in a different way than I did.
Really?
I read it as, their fans are annoying. And he ain't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Those stupid towels. I've always said those stupid towels are really annoying.
Mm-hmm. And I get it. But how do you think Mike Tomlin's going to spend that in the locker room?
And I guess that's my point, is if you're having to spin this innocuous thing he said about your fans to get your team up, you've already lost.
You don't have to. You don't have to. It's just an extra thing. A Mike Tomlin team's going to come in ready to play week in and week out, right? At least defensively speaking.
San Francisco'd like a word. Yeah, they came in and laid just a gigantic grumper against one of the other good teams they played.
Do you think they're even close, though? San Francisco and Jacksonville?
Well, I mean, we just did power rankings, so I think you can answer that question for yourself. I have Jacksonville right behind San Francisco. So, yes, I do.
Okay. All right.
My other one is it's college game. It's the two highest ranked teams that are playing each other, and it's in Salt Lake City, Utah. Oregon, Utah. Oregon is one of the only one-loss teams that I think has a puncher's chance at the playoff. You'll need some help, but this is one that could go a long way. And I said this when I picked this game. Oregon doesn't have a ton of opportunities to really put up style points, which is something that you talk about a lot. It means nothing to me, but I know it does mean something to the playoff committee. And if you look at the rest of their schedule, you've got a home game with Cal. You got a home game with USC that I don't think by the time we get to the end of the season, I'm not even sure that's a positive win anymore. Because you won it at home, they'll have 3 or 4 losses. Okay. This is a chance on the road to go in and beat a team that at least at this point looks good defensively. So I won't be shocked if Bo Nix and that entire offense really tries to show you how good they are, and that Washington game was a fluke.
I wonder if Dan Lanning's going to stand in the way of them winning another game.
I don't know. Dan Lanning, kick the field goal, buddy, especially against this team.
I'm a big believer. I love the guy, but there is something to be said for being too damn aggressive.
I'm glad you love him because I don't even like him, and I think he is way over his skis.
Really?
But he can go a long way to shutting me up by really shutting up Utah and shutting them up early.
Yep. Good choice by you. That would not have come back to you in the next round.
I'm well aware because by golly, the end of this is going to be
Might have.
I have 2 left, and if you take either one of them, I am going to have to get out a spatula to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
I might have to go Western and Mercer on this next one. You're in the Sportsocracy.
Please do. I will not be taking that
And
one.
this is ESPN Asheville. We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3 at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned at one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man!
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville on a football Friday. The Sportsocracy. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Seen on YouTube in the Ingalls studio. The daily draft continues for Week 8/Week 9. Where are you going to go this weekend for the foosballs? So far, Jeremy, you've got San Francisco, Cincinnati. That was the #1 overall pick. Then you went Jacksonville and Pittsburgh, and then Oregon and Utah. My selections so far have been the world's largest cocktail party down in Jacksonville, Georgia, and Florida, and then Cleveland at the Seattle Seahawks. Get slim pickings real quick. But I wanted to set this up for our good friend, and it's not there like I need it to. All right, screw it. I was going to play your song, Michael, but I'm not. I'm going to the Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Kentucky Wildcats in an SEC battle. Tennessee on the road.
It's Halloween week, so I feel like you should have played that creepy Rocky Top anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't have that queued up, but I had the Rocky Top here somewhere, and it's disappeared from the screen. You got to pick Rocky Top more, so I can have it.
Well,
the ready.
I think I've picked it 4 times this year.
I believe you have.
I don't think I could have picked it more.
I believe you picked it a few times. I'll go Tennessee and Kentucky. That is a 3-point spread in that ball game. And
oh wait, did you say I should pick Tennessee more?
I did. It's the international sign for you just heard a banger. Tennessee and Kentucky, and then after that, I got to go back to the NFL, and it's going to be the LA Rams and the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. I think that game's more shootout-y. And that could be the shootout of the week.
Found it. That's the one that I want pieces of. And we will give you the ones that I'm specifically looking at in the fantasy show on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that is one of the more entertaining games of the week. I had it on my list. I'm curious if that passing offense for the Rams can really push it down the field on Dallas, especially with them coming off a bye. They've had 2 weeks to game plan for this game. I just don't know that you have the horses to deal with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You have a horse that will deal with a receiver. What do you do from there? Do I really think Deron Bland is going to be able to hang in with Cooper Kupp all day?
Not all day.
Or is he just going to go nanners? And how does Dallas score?
Mm-hmm.
Because Aaron Donald's going to get pressure. I don't care who he's playing. But can anybody else? And who's going to stop CeeDee Lamb? Two of the names that I'm really hot on this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're in that little breakdown.
Puka and CD.
Nope,
that's not the two.
That's not the two.
You'll just have to tune in for the fantasy show on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on the YouTubes.
And I have a Thanksgiving to go to right after. So, and I've got to cook my dish before that. So I will have been up for an extended period of time.
Interesting.
And the night before that is Halloween. So this could be a Sunglasses Sunday.
Okay.
It's adult Halloween.
I was trying to figure out, that's not Halloween. What
Well, you don't
about?
go to bars in costume on Wednesdays or Tuesdays or whatever it is.
I think you should, though. I think you should show up at a bar in costume next Wednesday. Please do that. Please.
I'll be Fat Man. I'll get a Batman costume with my ears pointing back. I'll look like a pigeon. You took one of mine. There is a team that's still got a shot at the college football playoff that I think is on high upset alert this week. So I am going to Lawrence, Kansas. Kansas Jayhawks, Oklahoma Sooners. No Jalen Daniels, which hurts that hurts my soul. But Jason Bean's actually been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And Oklahoma showed last week they're very vulnerable. I mean, UCF is bad. I mean, I just picked West Virginia against them, who couldn't even seal a victory when they scored with 12 seconds to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see how this looks. I'm interested to see how Oklahoma looks coming off a really lousy effort. And if you're Oklahoma and you expect me to in any way even consider you for the playoff, you need to blow them out. And I don't think you're going to. Which gives that one a tremendous amount of appeal to me.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the final one, I don't see any way that one of these teams doesn't win this game.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say. A specific one of these teams wins this game. I'm going to Camp Randall. Ohio State, Wisconsin. It's Camp Randall at night.
Okay.
Wisconsin has no expectations, which means they can come in, they can play fast, they can play loose. They did not score easily last week against Illinois, although if you went against me, you did catch just a whale of a bad beat at the end of that game. And in this atmosphere, a Wisconsin with nothing to lose is just scary enough that I think in a bad week, that makes that an appealing game.
Mm-hmm. All right, final selection for me. I'm glad you left me at least something decent. I'm going to go with the Duke Blue Devils and the Louisville Cardinals. Day-to-day on Riley Leonard, so we don't know if he's going to play or not.
I cannot imagine he plays. He shouldn't have played against Florida State.
He shouldn't have, but he had to. He had to play. I mean, if you were going to try to win that game.
He was 6 of 17. So
yeah.
If he wasn't hurt, then he was just awful.
He was hurt.
I love this narrative of, well, if he hadn't gotten hurt. Did you watch the game? Because I don't really think he had much to do with that.
Yeah. I mean, I hear all of the complaints. I hear all of the yeah buts. If we had only stopped Sam Hartman on 4th and 16 in the Notre Dame game, then he never gets hurt to begin with. And they run out the clock and they win that game, and then maybe Florida State could have been different. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it would have been different.
I don't in any way think it would have been different.
Duke is a good football team, and when Riley Leonard is on his game, they are a threat, and Louisville is exactly the same. I think it's going to be a good offensive show between the two of them.
Well, you get Plummer against that really formidable Duke defense, and probably Henry Balin against that Louisville defense. To me, that is not super palatable to watch. They're talented teams, but both of them are coming in. Louisville carrying a loss that they shouldn't have. Duke coming off a couple losses in the last few weeks and without your quarterback. I'm good. I'm good. I just look around the ACC and go, good Lord, this went poorly in a hurry. I'm not sure the second best team in this conference isn't Virginia Tech right now, which is funny to me.
That's interesting. Still better than Carolina.
Carolina can't stop a nosebleed.
Okay.
You can't be that bad defensively and me give you any form of flowers. Oh, Drake May's. Ask yourself this question. If Drake May got abducted by space aliens tomorrow, where's that team fit in nationally? Are they in the top 50?
Maybe.
And I love Tez Walker, but you got a backup quarterback throwing to him.
Right.
Amari Hampton's a really talented running back, but now you're going to see a lot of loaded boxes.
Yeah, that doesn't work as well when you don't have Drake May. I get what you're saying. I just don't know if they're Virginia Tech. Maybe I haven't
just
watched
lost to
enough
Virginia.
Maybe I haven't watched enough Virginia Tech football.
Yeah, you just lost to Virginia. So
I get it. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll continue with a Football Friday next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Plenty of sunshine today and a high near 77 degrees. A few clouds will move in tonight. There may be patchy fog latest. The low drops to 54. Temperatures will stay above average by October standards for the weekend. A sunny Saturday with a high of 79. For Sunday and Monday, mostly sunny. Highs should top out in the mid to upper 70s. Then changes into Halloween on Tuesday. It will be cloudy and a lot cooler. Also, a few showers may pop up with a high only hitting 56. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 five-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
At the North Carolina Education Lottery, we love to celebrate winners. So I hired a town crier to announce Pick 3, Pick 4, and Cash 5 winners.
Hear ye, hear ye.
But there are thousands of winners every day.
Oyez, oyez, oyez.
I may not have thought this through.
A proclamation of jubilant accord.
Who gave him a bell?
Daily draw games. What will you do with your win? Must be 18 to play. See Pick 3, Pick 4 and Cash 5 prize and odds charts at nclottery.com for details. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus, plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
AutoStar family dealerships need your car today. And you can get cash today for a clean, late model vehicle. Listen, AutoStar is always paying more than the big box retailers, and they're paying it now. Deal with a real, local, trustworthy live person and get paid top dollar for your vehicle the day you arrive. Ain't no waiting weeks to get your check from AutoStar. Sell your car online right now at AutoStarUSA.com.
Buy your next car from an AutoStar.
Vehicle must have a title in hand, same 85 is 24 hours from valid seller's agreement. Checks will be issued for vehicles in equity only.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now. Inside the free iHeartRadio app. It's commercial-free Halloween radio. Plus dozens of other Halloween channels and playlists. Open the app and search Halloween. iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. Time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
Don't do crimes, and always hit the button.
One job.
That's what you need to do. We're going to go up to Maryland for my crime story today. Because it's about a...
And we're going really off the beaten path with the location of our crime stories today.
Yeah?
Because mine is in a weird state as well.
Okay. Up in Maryland, 7 bomb threats in the last few weeks have been mailed to Maryland schools. State law enforcement investigating, trying to figure out where this all came from. There was there were bomb threats emailed in to Montgomery Blair High School October 13th, 17th, and the 17th, as well as Monday and Tuesday of this past week. Suspect also admitted to being behind separate emailed bomb threats to Oakview Elementary School and Silver Spring Intermediate Middle School on October the 15th. Suspect has been identified. The name has not been released because it is a minor. Here's the catch to the story. The perpetrator in this scenario is 12 years old. Why is that important? Because it's written in Maryland state statutes that anyone under the age of 13 cannot be prosecuted for this crime. The 12-year-old knew that and did it anyway. Well, I mean,
guilty.
Cannot prosecute him.
I will prosecute
under
for
the
something
law.
else then. I will find something.
I will find something on you, you little snot-nosed brat.
The thing about crimes is that you tend to do more of them than just one.
Look, I'm all for educating our young people, but there's certain things that kids don't need to know, and maybe we shouldn't be telling 12-year-olds that there are certain crimes that they cannot be prosecuted for, because obviously the most devious ones among them will take full advantage, which is exactly what happened here. The police saying in response to this that it is disheartening to accept that the individual responsible for disrupting the educational process and instilling fear in our community was well aware of the legal limitations surrounding their age. They understood that they could not be charged under current Maryland statutes. So now we're just waiting for little Mr. 12-year-old to get 1 year older, because he's going to continue to do dumb stuff.
Tank, you've already heard this story once today because it was given to me by one Mark Starling. This comes from Bellevue, Washington. It's about a man named Jad K. Shipman. He did crimes. He was arrested for trying to hire a prostitute. He used a community board using the name The Malamute, which, yes, that is relevant here momentarily, to solicit a prostitute named Diane. He offered her $440 for some sexual acts. But the reason I am telling this story is not because he solicited a prostitute for himself because what he asked of Diane was for her services, not just for himself, but for himself and his miniature horse. They went back through the logs of this forum, and when he contacted Diane, he told her, and I quote, "The last two gals I asked said it was noticeably outside their comfort zone." No kidding. You don't say. He was released on $1,000 bail and has been restricted from contact with animals while he awaits his initial hearing. Because whilst in custody, he told officers that he had had prior incidences like this. There's a reason I've used the phrase particular kind of fetish today. It was because I knew I was telling this story. That is a limited edition, one of one. Call a lady of the night and say, well, it's for me and Seabiscuit Jr.
Why was Malamute appropriate?
Do you know what a Malamute is?
It's a dog.
Yeah. Which is about the size of the miniature horse.
Ah, I see what you're saying. It's a small horse.
It's a miniature horse.
Really
That's why we call him Seabiscuit Jr.
Yeah.
People are weird.
Of course. You act like you're shocked. Take all the weird stuff you're into, multiply it by 3, and that's how weird society gets.
Yeah, somebody called an escort service and went, "I need somebody for me and my horse." Yeah, that's a new level of weird. I mean, we do this story every day, and yet people still find a way to surprise me. I would like a tell-all expose on Dr. Phil of whoever accepted this offer in the past, because you got some splaining to do.
I would not. I would rather go through my entire life not thinking that those people exist.
He admitted they did. Whilst in custody, yeah, it's happened.
I know. He admitted it, but I don't have to hear it. I can just go, you know what? Those people, they really don't exist.
See, I would watch that whole episode just to hear the phrase come out of Dr. Phil's mouth, because he says it all the time. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. And then, me being the child that I am, I would immaturely laugh for 45 solid minutes. Just go, I bet you wish you had that one back, don't you, Doc?
Uh-huh. Yeah. There's an investigation going on in the NBA. Did you hear about this?
Oh, into James Harden. I don't care.
Who cares? Good Lord.
Yeah, here's the investigation that should be going into the NBA. Who are the people that are watching this, and what is wrong with you? This will be the third night in a row that I have wagered the NBA. I haven't seen the first ball, let alone a shot.
You hadn't even turned it on?
No.
Good for you.
Wager, don't watch. I live by that philosophy for a reason. It can make me money, and I don't ever have to waste my time watching it.
Good for you. Yeah, after they passed their little TV rule, stars have to play during TV. Well, guess what? James Harden didn't play last night. So now, we're investigating.
Hey, weird. Maybe if you didn't play 8,000 games, you wouldn't have to say, do your job. You know, we don't have to do that in the NFL. Guys are out here trying to tape their legs back together. I want to play.
He's not wrong. We had Bradley Beal and Devin Booker didn't play last night either for the Suns. Are they going to get investigated, or was that real? Was that legitimate? Are they hurt? I don't even know at this point.
I don't care if Bradley Cooper and Booker T did play for the Phoenix Suns last night.
Yeah.
You could tell me they gave out the winning lottery numbers at the end of the first quarter. I still wouldn't watch it. And I mean, I might try, but I would fall asleep halfway through the first quarter.
Interesting. Yeah, you'll watch Georgia Southern football.
No doubt.
So weird to me.
Football. That's you got it. You said it. You got the right answer there, little Johnny. Just write it down on your piece of paper and be done with it.
I mean, I guess that is consistency. That is consistency.
Yeah, you know when I care about other sports? When I don't have football to care about.
Oh. Okay.
Same thing goes for basketball. That goes for hockey. All of it.
Interesting. I did not see this development that the FBI had gotten involved in the the Stallions case.
Yes, because they have nothing better to do.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of FBI agents, right? We don't need everybody focusing on the big cases.
Well, I mean, there's way more IRS agents because we had to hire 90,000 of those.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How else can we take shots at our political opponents if we don't? Yeah, thanks, Obama. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. It is a fun, going to be another fun weekend of football.
This is just a pick your shots weekend.
Pick your shots? What do you mean by that?
This is not a weekend that you have to sit down at noon on Saturday and then just binge watch football through the end of Sunday night.
Oh, Lord, no.
I'm also, again, looking forward to Carrie Underwood saying we've waited all week for Sunday night with Tyson Bagent and the Los Angeles Chargers behind her. I guarantee you I will drunkenly cut because I'm going to a Thanksgiving thing on Sunday. I guarantee you I'm going to drunkenly call NBC and go, I don't think she knows what's behind her because nobody's waited for this. Frankly, we've all dreaded this all weekend long.
It's by far the best open in all of football coverage, I will say.
I like the Stapleton.
Are you
one.
not? Are you?
I like the Stapleton one for Monday Night Football.
It's not bad. I'd much rather look at Carrie, though.
You're not wrong.
Okay. At least there's that. And I think we could all agree that they're better than the Robert Randolph Open that we have for Thursday Night Football.
Never seen it.
Really?
Nope.
You just weren't even paying attention to that.
No. I don't pay attention to the other two very often except to make fun of Carrie Underwood going, nobody looked forward to this. And I get to do that about 2 out of every 3 Sundays.
Right. One of the picks so we made our picks earlier in the program, and I'm still just wondering, Jeremy, are you convincing yourself on the Carolina Panthers picking up their first win of the season this weekend, or is that just a shot in the dark for you?
It's neither one of those. You got a young Houston Texan team on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I don't look. You can say I'm not backing off what I started with C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think he is as good as he has played through the first 6 weeks. And this just screams. You get the new play caller with Carolina. That will give you at least a little kick because he's going to come out with that 15 scripted plays and try to really set a tone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as sold on Houston, and I haven't been. It doesn't smell right to me. And this is one of those times, you know what? If I'm wrong, I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
But that number doesn't smell right. Because if you were that convinced of Houston, the number would be bigger. And you're not, and it's gone down all week long.
Well,
and the money is heavily on Carolina.
Yeah. And I don't know how to explain that. I don't look at an 0-16 coming off a bye week making a coaching change and not even a coaching change, but a play calling change, and feel like that's a recipe for, now we figured it out.
Well, it's not a coaching change. He's been on the staff. He's just the one calling the plays now.
That's
been one of my biggest bones of contention is that there has been nothing creative in this system.
Mm-hmm.
This has been stereotypical Frank Reich over and over again to Adam Thielen. It's so predictable.
Mm-hmm.
If you add an element of unpredictability, I also think this is a week that Jonathan Mingo might show that he's as good as I think he is. He's shown it in practice basically since he was drafted. I just haven't seen it in games, and you're going to eventually.
Yeah. But you got to kind of take the handcuffs off of Bryce Young and allow him to do some of the special things that you saw with him at Alabama. The problem is I don't know if he can do those things with the little amount of pressure that he has, or the little amount of protection that he has.
Well, I mean, the secret to that is getting the ball out of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
And Houston, at the end of the day, when you go back and you got to watch the film on this, not just look at the box score. There's a lot of Houston defensively that is rubber bands and duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
You've also got to look at the fact that, yes, you beat Jacksonville. You got 2 wins against the Steelers and the Saints, and everybody's losing their mind. You're better than I thought you were. I'm not doubting that in any way. You're also super young, superiorly young.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of one game at Jacksonville that I, to this day, cannot explain to you. That's one of those that Doug Peterson probably came in and just went, we're setting that tape on fire. They got dog walked by the Ravens, and they couldn't score against the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think this is as cut and dry as everybody else does.
I don't necessarily think it's cut and dry. I just think it's a lot to expect the Panthers to come out and get this win.
Well, you're also the guy that every single
better.
year when we do preseason projections has 6 teams that are 2-15 or worse.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to catch wins.
Mm-hmm.
And this screams spot that Carolina can catch one.
Yeah.
Because there's an entire possibility that this offense is going to – and I'm not telling you that this is going to happen. I'm just saying it's in the realm of possibilities. That Carolina comes out and looks nothing like they have looked for the last 6 weeks. You may have just come into the bye week and gone, we're blowing it up.
Mm-hmm.
We're blowing it up. Frank Reich, maybe he is the problem. It's entirely possible that he is the problem. He was outside of a couple years with Carson Wentz. He was never a particularly good play caller. I liked him as a head coach, but I didn't love him as a play caller.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm clinging on to that too much. Maybe I'm looking for an upset because to me this is a very straightforward week. And that's the one game I hung on. And the more I looked at that number, the more I went, this feels wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I would love to see the Carolina Panthers get a win. But I don't know that this is the one that's gonna do it. Week 1, expecting great leaps and bounds to me under a tweaked system seems a lot. I would believe more in the we made a change if it were the head coach bump, because we talk about the head coach bump season to season. Whenever it happens, it seems that somebody gets it, right? You fire the coach and you get that bump and everybody comes out more invigorated.
Well, I mean, you can very easily get that with a different voice because
Maybe
everything
so.
I've heard is that everybody in that locker room loves Thomas Brown.
Mm-hmm. Maybe so. Maybe I'm just wrong on that. But that was,
and I very well could be. That's
was
a risky pick. I'm not telling you to invest a mint on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one that doesn't particularly make sense to me.
Yep. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Jeremy's got his final set of bangers coming up after the break.
Also got a parlay. This week, I'm going to give you the parlay that I did the same thing this week that I did last week. This is a 10-legger. Last week was a 12.
Mm-hmm.
And going into the night games, I had a lot of reason to watch the night games.
Yep. We are only 2 weeks away from the start of or less than 2 weeks away from the start of the college basketball season, and the preseason tournaments are all going to begin right here in Asheville. Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville, brings you the Asheville Championship, proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets. We got Clemson, Davidson, UAB, and Maryland all going to be in town for the weekend of November 10th through the 12th. On the 10th and the 12th, there will be 2 games each day at Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville. You want to be involved, see the best slate that this tournament has had since its inception. Go to AshevilleChampionship.com today. The Asheville Championship returns to Harrah's Cherokee Center in Asheville November 10th and 12th. This year's field is the best yet. The Clemson Tigers, Maryland Terrapins, Davidson Wildcats, and the Blazers of UAB. 4 exciting matchups with a champion to be crowned at one of the premier early season tournaments in college basketball. For more information and to get your tickets, go to AshevilleChampionship.com. That's AshevilleChampionship.com. It all starts in Asheville November 10th and 12th. Proudly sponsored by Ingalls Markets.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Cullowhee is the place to be on Saturday, October 28th as WCU football takes on Mercer for homecoming. Come cheer on the Catamounts and third-year coach Kerwin Bell as the Catamounts take on the Bears in a SoCon showdown. Advanced ticket sales start at just $16 for adults and $11 for kids. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. at Whitmire Stadium on the beautiful campus of Western Carolina University. For tickets, visit catamountsports.com or call 800-34-GO-WCU. Go Cats!
The future of joint pain relief is here. It's QC Kinetics, Advanced Regenerative Medicine. This is amazing stuff. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion and learn more about how you can harness your body's own healing agents to attack that joint pain. I'm talking lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem using concentrated healing properties placed directly in your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, your back, with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Listen, life is about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Call 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517 in Asheville and in Greenville. 828-333-9517.
Coffee's for closers only.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
This week, unlike others, all my favorite picks are all my favorite kind of picks. So we're not going to waste time. We're just going to get straight into exactly what you came looking for.
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning, roar of thunder. Baylor's a 3-point dog at home against Iowa State. Baylor is winless at home against the spread. However, they're 2-1 against the spread as a touchdown dog or less. Iowa State's not very good. I think Baylor's slightly better, and they're at home, so give me Baylor plus the 3. They win outright. I told you I'd find it, because I think this is going to be a bit of a spooky week for Tennessee. This is a really bad spot for you. Tennessee's overvalued by a lot. Kentucky is undervalued because they got absolutely teetotally slaughtered by Georgia. This has big, absolute letdown written all over it. Tennessee's been boat raced on the road twice, and I think it's going to happen again. Give me the Wildcats plus the 3.5. They win outright. The Florida Gators are a 14.5-point dog against Georgia. World's largest outdoor cocktail party. Florida's better defensively than people think, and they're going to try to make Georgia one-dimensional. They may sell out against the run to put this all on Carson Beck. I'm not saying Florida's going to win, but I am saying they're going to cover it. Give me the Gators plus 14.5. Kansas is a 9-point dog against Oklahoma, over under 66.5. Two bad defenses, two good offenses. Let's go. I actually think Kansas has a chance to upset them here. If Jalen Daniels was playing, this would be my biggest game of the week. He's not. It's Jason Bean, and it's not. But I'm taking Kansas plus the 9 to cover over the 66.5. And you know what? I did this last week, and it worked. I don't believe in the team they're playing, so guess what? I'm doing it again. Wisconsin's a 14.5-point dog at home against Ohio State. You're going to tell me I'm crazy because I understand Ohio State is very, very good. Their quarterback is not. And Wisconsin, there's enough there. I understand you're on a backup quarterback. I understand all those things. I don't think this is a high-scoring game. I don't think Kyle McCord goes into Camp Randall on a Saturday night and really boat races Wisconsin. And trust me, they saw the same thing that I just did. If Emeka Egbuka is not going to play or be limited, you have Marvin Harrison Jr. End of message. Repeat the line. I think you see a little of Cade Stover this week. Question is, can Ohio State run the ball? I'm not sure. Ohio State wins. Wisconsin plus the 14.5. You can take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Get a 125% deposit match on your initial investment and up to 30 risk-free bets so you can wager football with us all season long.
Enjoy the football this weekend. I hope if you're wagering on it, you break the bank. We will be back with you on Sunday morning for the Fantasy Show, back here Monday at noon.
I will put the gigantic parlay out on Instagram and all the other social medias so you can throw that out there too. Throw 5 on it. It pays a lot.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Plenty of sunshine today and a high near 77 degrees. A few clouds will move in tonight. There may be patchy fog latest. The low drops to 54. Temperatures will stay above average by October standards for the weekend. A sunny Saturday with a high of 79. For Sunday and Monday, mostly sunny. Highs should top out in the mid to upper 70s. Then changes into Halloween on Tuesday. It will be cloudy and a lot cooler. Also, a few showers may pop up with a high only hitting 56. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio.